Hey, welcome to Immersion RPG, guys. I'm Joey B, and you might notice that I'm in the GM seat again. I was for Halloween, and I am again. We have some exciting news tonight. As you look around on the cameras, you might see a new layout. You might see some new faces. And this is potentially our new Immersion RPG cast. So tonight we are going to do something a little different. We're going to have a little bit of interview process like we just called it. And we're going to play a little bit of Kids on Bikes. Before we get started, not introduce your character, but why don't we just go in around the table and introduce yourself, a little bit of your gaming experience and who you are.
Well, my name's Nick. You might recognize me from Sunday nights on Dungeon Delvers, where we play Gloomhaven, but I'm trying out a new RPG tonight. And honestly, my experience with them is very little. I'll be honest. I got some Pathfinder 2.0 experience, but that's about it. So this will be entertaining and fun to jump into and give a shot and see how it goes, for sure.
Yep.
I'm Autumn. I have a fair amount of experience with D&D in the past, and now I'm doing it here.
She's going to be our rules.
Yeah.
So if somebody breaks a rule, blame her. No, I'm
Okay.
joking.
That's fair.
No pressure. My name is. Where are we doing our real
Your
names?
real names, yeah, whatever
names.
you
Okay.
Actually, you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My name is Haley. I've had maybe a whole year. Actually, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons off and on since high school or middle school, and I've actually just loved the thrill, the imagination of it. I've always loved playing with people of all kinds. I've had tons of groups I played with in the past, but this is new, and I love trying new things, so this should be really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, my name's Justin. I've been playing D&D for probably about 18 years, probably before I could actually read or know what Dungeons & Dragons was.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the newbie here.
Role-playing is probably an outlet for me that I think's really cool because it gives you the freedom to create your own narrative. So I certainly enjoy it, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, or anything and everything in between. So
Awesome. And again, I'm Joey B. You guys know me. It just felt really good to be back in the GM chair for the 10 Candles special we did, and I got super excited, and they said, hey, you should have a show. And I decided to do it. So without further ado, we're going to be playing Kids on Bikes from Renegades Game Studios. Tonight it was a Kickstarter that got funded, and we're not sponsored by them, by the way, but it is a pretty cool system. It is reminiscent of a certain TV show, kind of mixed with comic book styling. So I'm super excited to play this. I've been wanting to try it, like I was wanting to try 10 Candles. It is an exploding D7 system. So basically, the better you are at something, the higher the dice you roll. And if you roll the max on that die, it explodes and you get to roll another one.
Okay, then.
So that's why we have a bunch of dice here in the middle.
They actually explode?
They actually explode.
Man, that's glad you brought extra.
the game comes with a safety advisory.
Yeah, the metal ones
Safety
are killer.
glasses included in the
Yeah.
box.
How
Metal
technology
ones are
has
shrapnel.
advanced.
Yeah, exactly. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of read you a little bit about where we're playing and the setting. So, most Kids on Bikes adventures, if not all, take place in small town America. Okay. Think about when you were younger, and I don't know if some of you might be too young for this.
It was pre-cell phones for me.
Exactly.
I grew up on bicycles. There was
Yep.
8 of us kids, and we had to be home when the street lights turned on.
Yep.
And we just pretty much ran free in the small town.
Exactly.
That
and
is
then
unheard of.
you found out where your friends were by how many bikes were in the front yard.
Yep.
So you just rode
Yep.
through town, and where all the bikes were, that's where your friends were.
And
Yep.
they were all
No
Stingray.
car.
They were all Stingray bikes with the back rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is
I'm not quite that old.
This is the town we're taking in.
Jeez, oh, Pete. That's like 70s talk.
So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. It says, Hebron is a small town with its population hovering around 3,000 people. The town was founded by a church, which named it Hebron, after the Middle Eastern city, so I guess it's Hebron. The town grew up and steeped in religion, and the most families in town attend one church or another.
Oh, yeah.
The most central being is the Hebron Methodist Church.
This is too real.
Right? The town is also a farming community with miles of cornfields extending out from every side of the small town. These cornfields are easy to get lost in and even easier to hide something in. Besides the fields, it's fairly normal to find tractors driving down the middle of the road or drive by a herd of cows on the side of the road. Most of the working adults in the city commute to the Chicago area to work in the steel mills, while others take up union jobs as plumbers and electricians. Leaving the city mostly slow and quiet during the day, it is common to see kids out playing without supervision, and the city has a few parks, playgrounds, and a baseball diamond to help entertain the town. You want to pass me that sheet of paper right there?
I literally just have to think of my childhood right now.
Exactly. This is the nice thing about this game
very
is all you
cool.
got to do is go.
I grew up in the
Yeah.
smallest town in Michigan.
So,
No joke.
You guys got your character sheets filled out already. Go ahead and in your backpacks you can write a couple things that your character would likely be carrying in a backpack. So you know, our characters are all young adults, so it may not be uncommon to have a lighter or a flashlight. Or
I was going to say, is this happening in 2019?
This is happening whenever we would like to think it's happening.
Nice.
So if you want to be a kid from the 80s,
That's what I was going to say. Like,
2000s,
technology-wise
yeah.
is what I was thinking.
Yeah, no cell phones. You could have radios.
Now you tell me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was asking.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're gonna go with the no cell phone room because we have a no cell phone rule at the table. So
How many? What's the
It's
maximum
pre-99.
amount of items? Because I'm
think
back-
about what you can fit in a backpack.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, think about what fits your character.
Mm-hmm.
So
How crazy can we go with items? Not like weird, but can I have like a copy of the key to my dad's truck?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
No human skulls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless if you're like from the drama club, Shakespeare, right?
Do they really have a real skull, though?
It could be.
I hope
you never
not.
know. This
It is a small enough town.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to list off some important places for you guys really quick. And the first one is a school. Okay, the school is a small town, so the elementary, middle school, and high school is actually combined into one large brick building. Okay, there's a grocery store. There is a gas station, a bowling alley, a public library, the Methodist Church, a place called Park Place, which is where a large, it's like the uppity kind of new development in town where people live. 5-Star Video, a video rental place with a pool table in the back. And then I'm going to list off some people that you would have known in town. And the first one is Miss Quaker, the school librarian. And she is a librarian with a mysterious past, and she seems to know more about the supernatural than she lets on. Mr. Spur, the athletic director. He oversees all the sports, and if you've played in sports, he knows you fairly well. He is no nonsense and doesn't put up with shenanigans. There's Mr. Yost. He's a drama club instructor, and he's a younger teacher who's good-natured with a sense of humor. He'll let you borrow disguises and props because he encourages creativity. Mr. Bailey is the science teacher. If you can convince him, he will let you use the lab. There's Mr. Shotlift, the music teacher. Practice rooms are usually locked, but they can be accessed by anybody who has a key. And he can be convinced by somebody who might have a bond with him. These are all clues. So, Principal Davis is a disciplinarian, and he has very little tolerance for people and their investigations. Mr. Pavel is a gas station owner who doesn't like kids loitering. Zane Madison is a school bully, so watch out for him. If he makes an appearance, I don't know if he will. And Officer Michaels is the sheriff in town, So you'll definitely want to avoid him if you're out skipping school. Actually, it does list a year on here. I didn't know that. So we'll go with it.
What did it say?
So, it is August 13th, or this says 13erd. Seriously. 13erd.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be then.
Yeah, so it's August 13erd,
Okay.
1985, and it's a Friday.
That does. Okay. 1985.
Nice.
So,
Oh, this is literally a TV show.
you guys were all friends in elementary school, and you had an investigation club. You guys haven't seen each other in many years, but all of a sudden you get a phone call. Some of you maybe a radio message over your walkie-talkies from Theo Easton, the old leader of the investigation club. He's called you together on a Friday night. Now, each of you have your own reasons for joining the investigation club, and each of you had your own reason to leave. And you can kind of decide that as you go on.
Okay.
You know that the investigation club takes place in the. You meet by the flagpole outside the auditorium at the school, and then you go somewhere else to talk about it. So tonight you're headed to the flagpole to meet Theo.
And Theo is our director of the.
He was the
investing.
director.
Okay.
Yeah. So each of you, it's a Friday night. Your parents may or may not be home. So if your parents are home, how are you getting out? I don't know if Autumn's
Well-
parents are going to appreciate this game.
Right.
So tell me how you get to the flagpole.
And we're in the late evening right now.
We're in the. It's probably around 5 or 6. Yeah.
Well,
Dinner time.
my father is a rather heavy drinker, so he's usually not home
Okay.
when I get home.
Very good. So yeah, your dad said you should be good kids and stay in bed.
My parents aren't probably home. They went out.
Okay.
It's Friday night. I'm already cruising around in my 1983 Chevette.
All right. Sweet.
We just upgraded from bikes to a car.
Nice.
Adult.
I'm 18.
Yeah.
My parents are pretty trusting.
Adult.
Yeah. So they really don't care where I go. They're probably at work right now since it's late because they're always working.
Awesome. So you guys get to the flagpole, and Theo's standing there with kind of a concerned look on his face. And he says, I'm glad you guys came. I really appreciate it. I know we didn't, disband the club on the best terms, but I appreciate y'all being here. I heard his story, and I thought you guys might be interested. What do you think?
Hey, man, I haven't done this forever. This is weird. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
These
what's
guys are
wrong
kind
with-
of nerds. Even him. I mean, he's got a car, but
Hey.
like,
It's not a cool car.
At least I brought a sandwich.
I'm willing to listen.
Theo, man, I got practice tomorrow, so
It's Friday night.
If you got practice tomorrow,
Figures
you
practice
can
would be
go
better
ahead
than
and
this.
pansy out on me, but I'm
No.
telling you, I got something here.
stick around. It beats being at home.
I was gonna say, sounds interesting to me. It's Friday night. I'm curious.
All right.
I spend too much time working. I gotta work my social life, and I gotta try something new other than work.
Great.
Kids are good.
Great. Well, you guys remember that place on the end of Poplar Court, the place that went abandoned about 4 years ago?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what's going on there yet, but lately passerbys, people have been walking by and hearing a little girl crying inside, as if there's somebody trapped. And when they go near it, the noise goes away. And nobody's even bothered to go in, not even the sheriff.
I was gonna say, these are some really helpful people.
That's a
Yeah.
weird thing to not go into.
And why are you telling us this exactly?
And why
I
won't
thought
you tell
maybe-
us this?
I thought maybe we could crack the case.
Sure.
Crap.
Has Officer Michaels even gone and taken a look yet?
Yeah, he's been over there, but every time you go near the door or open it, the cry stopped.
Well, why
all
haven't you just
boarded
gone
up.
in and looked around? I mean, crying stop. Like people that stop crying, it doesn't mean they stop existing.
The doors and the windows have been boarded up for 4 years.
Place is
For a
pretty
reason.
dangerous.
Halloween's my favorite time of the year. This sounds right up my alley. I love it.
Of course.
Jeez, Dale, you are always super weird, man.
Figures.
Well,
I know.
if you guys are up for it,
I still love my Ouija board at home.
if you guys are up for it, we can meet tomorrow morning at the bus stop over there on the corner.
That's exactly
Go
why I
check it
stopped
out.
hanging out with this freak.
Or we could just go now. I mean,
We could go now.
I don't want to
Sorry,
be.
We're not all blessed with muscles and the athletic skills like you are, buddy.
Hey,
It's what gets the scholarships, man.
Let's just decide here and now. I got a whole weekend, finally.
Who's in?
I'm in.
sure.
I literally don't want to go home, guys, so
Why
sure.
not? Let's do it.
All right.
Let's find some
You want to do it
screaming,
now?
crying girl and
Yeah,
just
why not?
Oh
It's more
boy.
figure out
likely-
what's going on.
Honestly, you're probably more likely to hear her screaming. It's nighttime. It's Friday night.
So I'm sure screaming would be a lot louder.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let the dark empower the screaming. It might be easier to bust the case open and figure it out.
I do have a flashlight with me.
Are you coming with us, Theo?
And a switchblade.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man.
Hey, Dale, my car is broken down. Can you give us a ride?
You still have your car?
Well, it's gonna be tight. I don't know.
I'll just.
Sure. You guys really got to cuddle in the back seat, though.
You better not put me in the truck
That's all right.
again.
It's a hatchback.
I'd rather go in
We'll
the
be in the
truck.
truck again. Quote one from the night. All right. So as
not
you
my
drive
first
up
time.
to the as you drive up to the house, you see a large two-story house that sits at the end of Poplar Court. It's been there undisturbed for almost 4 years now. The house is surrounded by a tall, rusted chain link fence with a gate that barely swings open on its hinges. Because the house is on the edge of town, cornfields extend out as far as eye can see, the stalks tall and close together. The doors and the windows that lead in the house itself have been boarded up, blocking access to the house itself.
How dark is it right now? How late into the evening are we?
There's well, we're
time is it?
we're
Yeah.
about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So
And it's August.
It's getting to be dawn.
It's
Yeah.
August, whatever the
the third
13th.
13th. I can't even say it. Yes,
At 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
it's about 6 o'clock in the
It's still
afternoon.
daylight.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
daylight. Yeah. So
It's still daylight for a few more hours, actually.
Have we ever like messed around in these like abandoned
not
in this
one.
abandoned house
No, because
since it's been here for 4 years?
No, because you guys disbanded probably about
Okay.
8 years ago. So, so Theo jumps out and he's like, "How are we gonna get over this fence?"
I'm going to open the gate.
So you walk up to the fence and you shake it and it's like rusted closed and you notice a padlock.
Does anyone have any bolt cutters, any wire cutters? Anybody prepared to break in?
Yeah, man, I brought my bolt cutters on
Theo-
a Friday
Yeah,
night.
not at
Like,
all.
Theo
You guys-
walks over to the lock and he's like, "What? Do we even try it?" And
Dad
he
would
grabs
kill
it
me.
and it opens up.
Was
It was
you?
never. It was just like somebody just twisted it to look like it was locked.
Well, the officer did say he
well,
walked
that
up
is
to
just
the
tricky.
door.
And he shakes, but he
Security.
goes to open the gate
That's fine.
and it's
Can't even afford
rusted
keys.
shut. He can't move it.
all right, all
Climb
right.
the fence.
Yeah, I was just
Theo,
about to say, can we
You
climb it?
just stand aside. I'll kick this thing open.
Okay.
I'll help too.
Bull rush it.
All right. So go ahead and make. So this is our first check. So this is exciting. So you are going to do a brawn check, and since your character is a athlete, you are going to roll a d20.
Ooh. Oh, that is a nat 2.
Wow.
Oh.
So as a
So
Is that
this was
good?
supposed to be an easy check
Yeah.
of 4.
That's a good thing, right?
So you like
this
you-
is why you weren't starting this year on the team.
In my games, we've adopted a theory in my games called failed forward from the Wrath and Glory 40k RPG. And what that means is when you fail, you get to go ahead and describe what happens.
Oh,
so
man.
You enjoy your
Okay.
failures a little bit more.
I'm learning.
Thanks. I get to really relish this one, man.
Yeah.
So as I go to like kick this, is this chain link? Is this
It's
a chain link?
link
Okay,
fence,
so as
yeah.
I go to kick this gate in, the section that I actually kick is a little bit more rusted, and one of the ties that's holding the chain link on, my foot literally just breaks that section. My foot goes through the gate. I fall back and just kind of eat it on the ground as my foot is stuck 3 feet up into this fence.
Oh man. So
I'm
so you-
laughing.
In
We're all
like
laughing at
embarrassment and trying to play this off cool, I like try to get my leg out of the fence, but I just get myself tangled in this even worse.
So Theo just starts laughing and looks over and says, "Could somebody go help Roy?"
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
This
kick
is
the door.
stupid. Why are we even here?
I got you.
I'll
I
help
got
you in a
you.
minute. I gotta stand here and just absorb the image for a second.
This is why this place is condemned. It's obviously dangerous.
I'm gonna
Look at my
keep the door
Letterman's
open.
jacket. It's ruined.
Yep.
You're
While
gonna
you
try to
kick the
kick the
door,
gate?
I'm gonna try to pry his foot loose.
Yeah, it'll be like a team effort.
I remember
Yeah,
the first time I tried to
teamwork.
kick
That's
a
a
gate.
So
4.
Theo's like you're trying to push
4
on the
plus
gate,
1,
get his
so
leg
5.
out, and you're trying to help him, and she comes up and what
5.
did you roll?
It's 4
And
plus
she
1.
comes up and kicks the gate again, and it just kind of like flies open, and his leg comes out, and you guys kind of fall in the gate.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, it's so hard.
Whatever.
You football player.
I've been through worse.
I'm sure.
Ridiculous, guys. Go see if you can get through the boarded windows if it's so easy.
Oh sure, I take out my hammer. I got a hammer.
The heck are you doing with a hammer on a Friday night?
You actually have a hammer
We're breaking
with you?
into
Yes,
a
hammer.
place.
I'm a scout. I have so many things in my backpack.
All right.
Seriously, guys.
You shouldn't question me.
You should be more prepared.
Exactly.
I mean, I got a tire iron in
I
the back
think
of the
we were
Chevette.
committing a burglary in the middle of Friday evening.
It's not
guys.
burglary.
We're
It's
stealing
not.
We're not
anything.
stealing.
Yeah.
It's
All
gonna
we're
be
doing is
fine.
investigating.
We're stealing a young girl who's screaming for her life.
Well, not stealing. More
I
like
think the
if
word
we take one
saving.
look at her.
I was-
Save.
I was being facetious.
I was thinking, find the source and then walk away like it never happened.
Yeah.
Seriously, the bowling
Unless there's a
alley,
little
the
girl
bowling
standing there
alley
screaming,
sounds
we probably should save
super
her.
good right now, guys.
Yeah, most
Isn't it
screaming
closed?
girls are usually dead.
Yeah, well, we'll see what she looks like.
So as you guys are talking, you start to hear a little bit of a whimper coming from the house.
That's a
Speaking of the
good
devil.
enough. Is any reason to go inside? I go
Right
over
out
to
of
the
gate,
windows
I'm gonna
and
start walking towards the house.
So you walk towards the house, and it's a typical house that you'd see in a cookie cutter house you see, but you do know that all the doors and windows, except for the front door, are boarded up.
Oh,
The front
don't
door is
even-
definitely locked, but you kind of walk around too, and there's a back door that is also locked, and there are basement windows that are boarded that you could probably get to, or I'm sorry, ground floor windows that are boarded up that you could probably
Egress
get to.
windows.
so the,
They're ground floor. Sorry.
yeah.
okay,
So the
okay.
front door is locked.
Are these boarded from the inside or the outside?
The windows are boarded from the outside. You're not sure if the doors are boarded from the inside or not.
Okay.
Can I hit the door handle off with the hammer?
Sure, we can go ahead and try that.
Do I roll a
I'm
bronze
going to
check?
be very concerned that you are so efficient at breaking into houses.
Welp, I'm a scout. That's a 7 plus 1.
Okay, so are you going for the front door or the back door?
The front door.
Okay, so you go and you swing, and the hammer connects, and the doorknob like hits the ground and goes boom and bounces, and goes off somewhere into the hedges, and you notice that there's a deadbolt on the door.
Let's go pry a couple boards off one of these windows
Fine.
down by the grass. We got the hammer.
Yeah, I do.
Let's use it
Okay.
for clawing nails.
Okay, who's going to be doing the prying on the windows?
I am going to be keeping an eye out for cars coming by.
Why don't you try kicking the door
specifically, the town cop, Officer Michaels.
Okay.
Mind if I give it a shot on these boards?
Don't break my hammer.
Oh, I'm not gonna swing at door handles with it. I
Precious
promise I'm gonna just use it
Mjolnir.
like a hammer.
Okie doke. Here you go.
All right, so this is actually going to be a brains check because we're going to test your knowledge of leverage on the window.
I have a D20 for brain.
Okay, I don't even know.
So you what
So
is
what
your
am I using?
brains?
I have a
D8,
D6.
So you use a
no.
D8.
Okay. Oh, I'm not the smartest guy.
It's good to be humble.
I'll start talking dumber.
You are the funny sidekick. So.
Hick, hick.
Oh my god.
What'd you roll?
A 5.
Oh,
So
no. No.
you actually made the exact number you need to make it. So
Yes, there we go.
you kind of get the hammer claw underneath. You go for one of the nails instead of the board. itself.
came free.
Start prying at the nails, and one by one they come off, and you get the board off, and you slide up in the window, and you.
I'm not that smart. I just stare at the board on the ground.
Yeah,
So is the window open?
the window's open. Yeah.
I'm gonna tuck and roll inside.
All right.
Can I pick up this board with a nail sticking out of it as we're going to a creepy house with a crime?
You could, but you would only have one hand to use at that point because it's not
Okay.
going to fit in
I'm
your
gonna grab the
backpack.
hammer out of your
No,
hand before I jump
I
inside.
agree.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
You
an
can have your
impromptu
hammer back.
weapon.
So you go to jump inside, but before you can, something comes like tearing out of the window. and it's moving so fast that you don't notice what it is.
Okay.
And it heads straight through the cornfield. And as you're looking down towards the cornfield, several other things come darting out.
That's not a little
Everybody
girl.
can go and roll
I think I know what it is.
a. Let's go with a. That would be a probably brains check. Is there a perception on there?
Not that I see.
Nope, just
No.
brains.
So let's go ahead and do a brains
Or
check.
flight.
Wow. 16.
Okay.
I got
I
2.
Okay.
I got a 4, which is my max.
So you roll another
Do I,
d4.
am I rolling
Yep.
the same one or
No,
an
you go ahead.
additional?
I got plenty of dice.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Oh man.
So he got 4 exploded, 4 exploded, and a 2. So off his 4 brains, he rolled a 10. So that's a 2, a 10.
16.
So much
16.
smarter than I am strong.
I'm impressed. I got a
4.
He's
Okay.
smart man.
So the two of you,
You guys
are
feel
like
a breeze? Something go by as fast?
you were like you're like looking around in disbelief as these two see, and again you just think you see this because you're not sure what it may have been: a werewolf, a vampire, some sort of sea creature,
Thanks for narrowing that down for us.
and a monster that looks like it's been patched together.
Oh, all 4 of them are
Yeah,
are
oh,
different.
they
They
just
don't. Okay.
darted.
Okay.
So like a
Okay.
Frankenstein?
I'm like thinking all 4 of them are either all of them are one of these things.
No,
So that was
these
okay.
four like
It was
things
either
darted out quickly.
windows.
Okay.
So
It's a Frankenstein of horror movies.
Okay, well
Okay.
the window's open
Que-
and let's
question.
That's a sign.
Would
that
I
we
have
should
had
stay.
time to swing my
Well, they're
makeshift?
out, so we should
no,
go.
you guys
Okay.
are just told that completely floored by what
How
happened.
tall
Okay.
is this thing?
Well, you didn't see it, so you ask your partners.
How tall was that thing?
Well, you described it
staring
for
at
me.
the
What do you
bush
see?
over
I described what you saw.
I
Really?
am. I am rubbing my eyes like that.
What
That
was that?
cannot be possible.
No, I saw two. Maybe like weird costume party, but there's
There was 4 total. There was
Yeah.
a sea creature looking thing, the vampire looking thing like Dracula, the werewolf thing, and the Frankenstein looking thing.
Maybe we should go get
like,
some
what-
weapons.
What are we in
Did
a
we get the
I have a
wrong
hammer.
date? Is it not Halloween? Like,
No, it's not.
okay,
no one just randomly dresses up in Dracula costumes.
then you don't know me very well, do you?
All right, guys, this is ridiculous. These are like obviously some kids or somebody playing a prank.
Well, I still think we should check inside just in case they left their
Swamp Man just doesn't live in a house with Dracula
and
and the
Frankenstein.
Wolfman.
You must have completely. I don't believe you.
It's Real
I don't know
Housewives of Monster Hill.
You must have missaw that or something. There's no way that's what you just saw. I do not
As you
believe
guys are trying to determine what it was, you hear the crying get a little bit louder
Inside the house still?
inside the house.
What is Theo doing?
Theo is watching out. Theo is going to
Okay.
be very non-interactive.
Okay.
I'm gonna just open the window and head inside then.
Okay.
I am going to stay out of this house.
Okay.
I just watched Wolfman, Dracula,
I stick my head out the
Swamp
window.
Monster. Like, I am not walking in this house.
When you stick my head out the window, then you want to check in the cornfield then if they're still out there partying?
Maybe there's any children. In
Yeah,
the
never
car.
mind. I'm gonna go in the house with you guys. Seriously, I'm not
While
staying
you
out here.
guys
with
Oh,
this.
really? You
while
sure?
You guys are
Are you?
arguing.
No, it's okay if you want to stay out.
No, it's
That's
cool.
nice.
Somebody needs to keep you guys safe. Seriously.
Oh, ha, ha.
I
Yeah.
meander back
How's
to
your
my
leg?
Chevette and grab the tire
It's
iron
okay, I got
out
my
of the back
switchblade.
of
I
the
don't need
hatchback.
that.
All right.
Like Bender.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And
what do I see inside?
And I'm willing to come inside, but I definitely have my tire iron in my hand.
Nice.
I don't know what that is.
So, as you guys enter the main floor, you enter into a dusty room that hasn't obviously been occupied for a long time. The only thing you see is kind of like this, almost like something. It's not quite footsteps, but like something quickly disturbed the dust as it moved through the room, and left some sort of like weird trail. But it's not really footprints because it's moving so fast. The interior of the house is just trashed. Like things are knocked over, like they left in a hurry, and never bothered to clean up, or almost like a repo home for you realtors out there. Anyways, so you enter out in the hallway, and the walls are covered in long columns, and much of the wallpaper is ripped down. There's holes in the wall, allowing you to see through to other rooms. And down the hallway, one way leads to the kitchen, but you hear the cry coming from the living room.
Well, then I head in the living room.
Hey,
Whoa.
can I borrow that hammer for like, just like a second?
No,
Oh,
you
you
have your
protect
weird...
us. Do you need it?
Aren't you
Yeah.
leading?
Yeah.
I need to be safe with my hammer. How are your pants?
They're great,
Nice.
thank you.
Got little rips in them on the bottom part.
How's your foot doing?
It's fine. Jeez, guys.
Are you sure?
You can
Let's
take your
just go
time.
look and see what this is,
You should-
okay?
oh, okay.
Okay, I walk in the living room.
I follow.
No, I'm just kind of meandering along with the party with my tire iron.
I'm gonna get really distracted tying my shoe as they go into the living room.
Hey guys, really quick in
So
chat,
good.
thanks for tuning in. Our group of zany adventurers is about to enter the living room of the house they're investigating. So, as you guys, who's going in?
I'm going in.
Okay,
Same.
all right.
Oh, I'm just taking up the rear.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you're
I'm
just
sure.
you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you guys
Slow.
walk into the
Slow.
living room, it's oddly empty, except for one corner. There's what appears to be a little girl kneeling down in the corner, face towards the corner, crying.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, crap. Can I slowly approach her? Not menacingly?
Yeah. So you walk.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a. Let's do a.
Charm.
Yeah, let's do a charm roll.
It's a good thing it's a D10. That's a 12. I don't know. What a D10?
I want to be good.
This one? Ooh. 2
Okay.
plus
So
nothing.
as you try to walk over,
My lord.
it may be like nonchalant. You kind of trip on your own feet and hit the ground, and she stands up.
Nice.
And the
Ow.
long blonde hair falls down her back. And she's wearing some sort of pink onesie. And she turns around and appears to be 6 or 7 years old. And she's got pale skin. And she just kind of looks at you and says, "Why are you here?"
I'm just gonna lie flat on my stomach and look at her from there. I'm just going, oh, just hanging around. You wanna get out of this creepy house with us?
I take my Polaroid camera out of my backpack
What do you
Oh.
think this is? A ghost show?
and take a picture of her.
Just in case.
She's you can tell she's obviously been crying.
Oh, kiddo.
Oh, I turn on the flashlight, but I don't shine it directly in her eyes.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say like, oh, there, click, click, click.
Flashlight.
Spam
She
her
looks
with
at
it.
you and kind of shortly says, "I asked you why you were here."
I shake my Polaroid as I wait for it to
Uh,
develop.
We're here to check on you. What
Yeah,
are you
we-
doing in this house?
why are you crying so loud? Not in a mean way. That sounded rude.
Where are your parents?
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Yeah, that's
we
a
are
better
here
point.
to help.
Yeah.
Where are your parents?
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Do you want a sandwich?
My parents died a long time ago, and you guys really messed this up.
Excuse me.
Sorry? Wait, were you talking about those things that jumped out the window, the Frankenstein, the...
Yeah, the monsters you let out, I've been fighting for 4 years now.
Aren't you like a
Shut up,
child?
what, you were...
I look at my Polaroid.
Oh,
I shine the flashlight
Looks
on.
just like her.
no. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay,
Build
all
it.
the answers are
We
revealed.
learned something.
All right, I'm gonna
Photo of a
walk up to her
child.
like,
Looks like a child.
yeah, my mom died a long time ago too, and that was really
I
hard.
know what you're doing
but
now. That was
Yeah.
smart.
Just
you know, those monsters aren't real. You know.
Well, hey, I
Like-
mean,
I appreciate your sympathy, but I can guarantee you're real, and they're very dangerous.
You are extremely eloquent for a 6-year-old.
I know you're so articulate.
Say.
You're just so articulate.
Yeah.
She's well read. She's got good parents, or had good
Okay,
parents.
what?
I'm still on the ground.
Apologies.
What
for-
were you? What were you
Stand up.
fighting?
I was trying to keep them locked in here because if not, they're going to destroy this town.
Well, why don't we just destroy them with our hammers?
I'm sure that's easy.
She
couldn't
kinda
do it 4
smiles.
years.
And she lets
She's-
up her hand, and a flame slowly appears in her hand. She says, "And how are you going to destroy them if I couldn't?"
Heat up the
What?
hammer?
The
And
heck?
puts her hand back
Oh,
down.
all right,
Did I-
all right,
That's
guys.
How,
Did I
wait,
just
how
say
old
that?
are you? Because you've been here for 4 years, so you were here when you were 2.
I just want to say, Adventure Club was great when we were trying to find like the neighbor's cat, but I think we're
This-
a little out of our league at this point, guys.
This is not Squibbles the Brave, you guys.
When you ask her age, she just kind of looks at you and looks away.
I need
Well-
a shotgun from home.
That,
Okay, man,
wall.
that's stepping over the line.
I know.
All right.
This
It's
is
a
a small
monster.
town.
One step at a time. Let's just get the kid out of the house.
Yeah.
Need-
Do you even need? I mean, like
Are you
they
even
can,
a child?
She looks
You
at
look
you,
like
she
one.
looks at her pink onesie and looks back at you.
How many years have you been alive or in existence?
6, probably.
I can't count. I've been fighting them for years.
Do you know what the number 4 means?
Yeah.
Can you
1,
count?
2, 3, 4.
Okay. Where did you learn that?
Again, let's get the kid out.
Okay, let's go. I'm just
All right.
I'm not going
the square root of
anywhere
pi.
until I figure out if we can get these monsters back in here. Because if I don't get them back in here, they're going to destroy your town.
Well, get them back in here as an
excuse me,
example.
How would you get them back?
Little girl, what's your name, first of all?
That's probably, I should have asked that
Yeah,
first.
I'm
Yeah,
rude.
I figured you guys had great manners. My name's Juniper.
Sorry.
Okay. Juniper, can you excuse me and my motley group of wackadoo friends for just like 5 seconds?
She
Very
she
vivid
just starts
word.
walking towards down the hallway and towards the window you guys broke open.
I follow.
All right, guys. I think we can catch up with her, but
She doesn't go out. She's just standing next to
Okay.
the window.
let's humor her. Like, this is a deranged little girl, but like,
If you actually saw what you think you saw, it might be worse.
Yeah,
than
I
No,
saw it a
man.
little better than you did. I'm pretty sure I'm right when I say that. I mean,
She's clearly a confused, really lonely kid.
did you see those flames come out of her hands?
I was just gonna say she made fire with her hands. I'm impressed.
I'm super
that's true.
happy that you have changed a lot since we were in Investigation Club, all right? Still the know-it-all. Anyway, whatever this little girl is up to,
She
like,
pulls a Rubik's cube out of her pocket and starts playing with it.
She has Rubik's Cube. She's 6. She knows how
And
to.
it's solved in like no
man, she
time
knows how to
flat.
say words that I don't even know how to spell. And she's
Having a
like
show off.
a third my age.
I know.
let's
It's
listen
like
to her.
me, but younger.
It's just,
She says something in frustration, and you can't understand what she's saying, but she can tell it's a different language.
Now she's
And
speaking like
frustrated.
Latin. What is?
Or she could be possessed.
And she looks at you and says, "Look, there's a reason you let him out.
Because
We
we
were-
wanted to get in here and look.
You guys say you're an investigation club?
Well,
Investigation's a strong word.
more like a reunion.
Ragtag group of
We
teen.
came together to try to help you because we heard rumors of whimpering in here, and we thought you were in danger.
Well, maybe you guys are chosen to save him."
That's
and
a-
nothing cool happens in this town. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was a weird thing to say.
Nothing
why this is-
cool happens in this town. I've been fighting monsters for I don't know how long.
That's why I'm on board. I'm willing to help you. This is the coolest thing going on in the town right now.
Beats work.
Beat school.
Beats driving around in my Chevette in the 4 streets the town has all night.
Is that all you do?
Yes, it gets like 32 to the gallon.
Seriously, every single time I go pick up my dad from the bowling alley, I just see him. He's like the only one out past
I
sunset.
got 2
like the
brand
Truman
new
Show.
2x6 speakers in the back of it. It kind of wants to bump.
I love that movie.
She says, "Look, we gotta find these guys. We gotta bring them back. And honestly, I don't know my way around here, so I need your help."
Is it because?
I'm
I mean,
in.
they went to the cornfield.
All right,
Well, then,
Juniper,
that's where we'll start.
if you
place
know
is
these things
cornfields.
better than we do,
True.
where did they go? They ran off into the cornfields. We could look for those things for days, like weeks out there.
She looks at you and goes, "What are you so scared of?" And she pulls her hand up again and shows you the fire, and then puts it out.
First of all, I'm terrified of you. All right, you are the creepiest little kid I have ever met. All right.
I wish
Way to be
I'd brought
brave,
my Ouija
football
board
player.
And asked her to
Yeah,
partake with it.
seriously,
Kinda cool stuff
you
coulda
and
happened.
you and Dale, man, you guys are like birds of a feather. All right.
She looks at you confused when you say
I
birds
still
of a
don't-
feather. And goes,
I can't make fire.
birds of a feather?
But birds have feathers.
It's a. they
Like
do.
you
They
speak
just-
more intelligently than my
facetious.
dad, but you don't
Well,
understand common
know.
idioms.
Birds have feathers.
Exactly. That's what I'm like.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Guys, this kid's freaking me out. I don't get it.
I'm
Okay.
willing to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help.
Why not?
What else do we have to do?
Man, it's probably just some middle schoolers dressed up in like drama
Did
club
you see
clothes.
how tall those things were? Those
They're
are not
dressed
middle school.
up.
They're putting steroids in chicken. I'm just
Constant steroids, just all the time. That
I mean,
fish man did not. Like, he
I'm
does
down
not smell like a
because
teenager.
if nothing
saying. All
else,
the more
like,
reason to investigate.
this is just weird and it's kind of cool. But
And hey, if you do think that they're not real, we should find them anyway because they made a 6-year-old cry.
True.
yeah, I don't
Child
care about
abuse.
that. Really.
You're a
She looks at you and
That's why I
goes,
stopped hanging out with him.
who,
Yep.
was, who was crying besides me in the corner just now when you let him out?
I think it was him.
I wasn't crying, okay? My
What were you
foot
doing?
hurt from the gate, alright?
You feel it pretty hard, dude. It's okay.
I gotta put a shin guard on that, like, next week. You know how bad that's gonna hurt?
She jumps out the window and says, "Are we gonna find these things or not?"
I jump
Okay,
right
I
out
full
behind
but
her.
just go out the window with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I jump out with her.
I'm gonna look around the house for any more clues before I jump out.
Jinkies.
Go ahead and make me another brain roll.
Perfect, my worst one.
My best one.
That's cool though, because
Yep.
You keep exploding them.
this is 7.
That's pretty good.
You find random books. A lot of them are like horror books. Some H.P. Lovecraft.
Nice.
You know, some Edgar Allan Poe.
Do any of them
I got
look
those too.
more used, or are they all under a layer of dust?
Honestly, they're just all kind of strewn
Okay.
around. It doesn't look like anything in the house has
I'm
been
gonna poke my
used.
head the window. What'd you find? Box.
Nothing. More dust. This house should stay empty.
She,
We're trying to
she
put the
says,
things
she
back
says,
in it.
Dale, you want to burn it down?
Well, no, because we need somewhere to keep the monster, she's saying.
And
she
you don't
looked
even
at
have
you. And
matches.
she goes, well, as soon as you said that, she looks at you with this like evil look.
She's like,
and
what the heck
shakes
did
her
you just
head.
say about my home?
Would you light your hands on fire like all the time?
Yeah, and she managed to not light her house on fire. You literally just suggested she light her house on fire.
I don't know. This
It's
is
called
just
responsibility.
If we keep talking this much, he'll be like 6 cornfields away. By
Is
the
there a
time we
place?
go.
Is there a place we can go talk about where we can find these things?
Yeah.
The sheriff's
right.
office?
Library.
I mean, I'm in cahoots with that guy.
The sheriff's office? No. What are you talking about? Officer Michaels is gonna tell us all to go home.
Dude, my basement. No one's home. My parents are always out on Friday nights.
Dude, I am terrified about unclean your basement.
Yeah, I
Pablo.
don't wanna, I don't
We're
even
gonna
want to know
take
what
a
it
pause
smells
really
like
quick.
in there.
Keep in mind, out of game, that if the parents or the teachers or the sheriff see you walking around with a little girl that's never been seen in a town of
That's why I'm
2,000
saying.
people. So,
My
just keep that
basement,
in
my
mind.
parents are never home.
It's my
All right.
cousin from out of town.
Game back on.
Yeah, her name's Teresa.
She says, well, I don't care where we go, but we need to go.
I suggest my basement. It's private.
Or my
No one's
home,
home.
because it's cleaner and there's more things in it that we can
You've
use.
never been to my home. How do you know?
You've never been to my home.
So how do you
You're the one that suggested it's cleaner based off no knowledge.
I can tell.
It's getting dark, guys.
Yeah.
It is getting dark and it is
And my
getting
parents
light.
are never home.
Okay, your parents, your house. Cool.
And Juniper will get tired.
Let's just pick somewhere and do it.
Yeah, let's
You
go.
can tell she's
All
getting
right.
kind of grumpy.
Jennifer,
Getting
are
kinda
you
grumpy.
are you hungry?
I'm starving.
I have a sandwich.
She's got the sandwich.
Here you go.
She takes it and she's
Or
like,
wait, are you allergic to peanut butter?
she doesn't even care. She just starts mowing it down. and it's
Okey doke.
like
I'm just
peanut
gonna-
butter and jelly running all up her face.
That's what I, that's
And
what I was
she
gonna say.
looks at
Was,
it.
Ah,
And
severe
she
allergic
goes,
reaction.
She goes, what was that?
it was peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Do you want more? There's more in my house.
I like peanut butter and jelly.
Have you ever had peanut butter and a jelly sandwich before in your life?
Have you ever had peanut butter?
That was good.
Have you ever ate food?
Let's go to your house.
I will give you a
She
food
says.
later.
Yeah, right.
Dale.
Do you know what food is?
Stuff that you put in your mouth.
French fries.
So we're going to your house.
Hey.
I'm
Oh,
assuming
boy.
you have a place we can hide everybody and she can sleep.
Yeah, my house.
So we get there and the second she gets there, she goes straight to the kitchen and grabs what says peanut butter on it and starts eating it by the handful.
That's not how.
Oh, that was
that's not how
imported.
you- Okay.
And she's like, okay.
I'm glad we picked your house.
She says, and as she's getting it, she goes in the fridge and grabs the jelly and she's like spooning out the jelly and she's like, where's the stuff you put it on?
The bread? It's
Yeah,
in the
the
bread,
bread.
holder. It's in like the little thing that looks like.
She reaches in
bread
there and she
box.
grabs it
Yeah.
and just grabs like some of the bread and sticks it in the jelly and sticks it in peanut butter.
Do you want to just
Now's
make it
it
for her
in.
really quick?
Yeah, man, she's got life figured out, guys.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I mean, it doesn't taste as good unless you have an even coating of both.
She's like, this is delicious.
Consistency.
If
Go
we
do-
show her Oreos, her brain might
You should light
literally
your hands on
explode.
fire and toast it. Toasted
Do you
peanut butter and
happen to
jelly
have a
is
set
delicious.
Of Encyclopedic Britannica we can show her to get some knowledge because the internet's not done it
Do
yet.
I have an encyclopedia?
Yeah,
Do
do
I have an
She doesn't need a
encyclopedia?
dictionary. She's already well versed. But
Yeah.
But not English or languages, but just like peanut butter.
My entire basement is full of books.
Perfect.
This is edible. This is not.
So
Books?
you take her down to the basement and she looks at the books
So many books.
with kind of awe and wonderment. And she goes, what are These are like the things that were in my house.
Yeah, but it's not horror book. I mean, this is the horror section. This is the fanciful section. This is the encyclopedia section, which takes up most of the bookcases.
There's a lot of knowledge here if you get any free
Hey,
time and want to read.
Juniper, how are you
Impressive.
lighting your hands on fire?
Oh, that? And she does it again
Yeah.
and does that again. She goes, I've been able to do that since I can remember.
How old are you? You didn't answer my question. Did you say you were 6?
And she looks at you again and grabs an encyclopedia, like she's avoiding the question.
I feel like she's not 6.
And she opens the encyclopedia, and you notice she flips the pages really quick.
All right, Dale.
She's like that robot from that
Get
one
your
movie.
Ouija board out, man. That's the only thing. Seriously.
Did you bring your... No.
Well, I gotta go home and get it
That's
because
the
we
movie.
picked her house.
Either that
And
or we're calling the
she's
guys in the
on
white
A.
coats because this girl is.
And then you notice that she grabs B, and she's sifting through it. And within half an hour, she sifts through every encyclopedia, and she goes, aardvarks are funny creatures.
They are indeed.
Man, don't let her get to W. She's gonna find war, and that's just gonna mess her up.
Or a platypus. Now
I
that
don't have
will
any
set you
violence
uneasy.
section in here. I mean, the worst I have is Edgar Allan Poe, and she, like...
I interrupt her, just not to interrupt. I can tell you're enjoying all the knowledge you're gaining. Is there anything you can tell us about these monsters that you've been keeping in there and trying to keep in there? Like, where did they come from? Or how did they get there in the first place?
I don't know how they got there. I've been fighting it for as long as I can remember.
Which is...
And what is it that keeps them there? Is it you or the boards?
Me. But the boards held them inside so they couldn't escape from me.
They just kind of Scooby-Dooed their way out.
Well, when they saw the opening, they took it. The boards just make it harder for them to get out. Helps me control.
Have you ever watched cartoons?
No. Oh
Obviously,
gosh,
that's
no.
a big
Skewed
negative.
reality. All right,
She's
guys.
6.
Seriously,
She's a
we need
kid, it's a fine
we need more information,
How-
and this little
Looney
girl doesn't
Tunes.
seem.
I know, right?
What do you want to know about them?
How do you track them?
How do you kill them?
Which one?
Whoa,
Well,
guys, we're not
it-
killing anything.
We shouldn't kill
Just-
them.
I
need
have
to
a
contain them again.
scholarship.
I've been trying to kill them for
Scholarship.
4 years. We need to contain them.
How,
Yeah, but you're smaller.
how is it
I
that
mean,
you track them or find
And
them? to
she
get them?
she goes like this and puts the fire in her hand again. I've been trying for 4 years. It closes her
True,
hand.
but there's something called flamethrowers. Do you know what those are?
She
Pyrokinesis?
she walks. She says,
Actually got
"Follow
to F
me,"
yet, and then it's like,
and she
What
walks
was
out
that?
back.
Please
and
don't light my lawn on fire.
she
Please don't light my lawn on
lights
fire.
both of her hands on fire. And then you notice that the neighbor had a fire in the backyard going.
Uh-huh.
And she looks over and smiles, puts her hands out, and snaps her finger, and that fire turns into a bonfire.
Ooh, sorry, Teddy.
all right, I'm impressed. How do we help you?
And she
Find these
She
things.
kind of shakes her head, and you can tell she's like getting tired at this point. And that
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think it's time for
exhausted her a
bed.
little bit
The
more.
slightly older kids or slightly younger kids
Right,
can paranormal
Dale,
lore.
dude. Can she stay at your house? We can go get some more information. Seriously, I know like Miss Quaker. She reads all those like
Got some
H.P.
waters
Lovecraft books all the time.
So
man.
what?
Some water's out.
Oh, water.
Yeah, they're just right there in the corner.
Oh.
Right there on the floor. Yep.
Well, obviously
Like-
she's been using a lot of her powers lately. I think she should get some sleep, and maybe a couple of us
I
can go out.
I can-
definitely got a
Some
sofa
info.
in my basement and plenty of room.
I can tell you what I know about the beasts. That's
Start from the beginning.
well. Which one do you want to know
No.
about first?
All right, that fish-looking thing, like that. I don't know. Did he have
Yeah,
scales
the
or did
one-
he have like tentacles? Like what kind
The
of?
one that lives in the water is like he's like a person who lives underwater, but he can breathe on land too. He's not very well. He had a device that helped him do it.
Like I wasn't imagining things. Like that was like a swamp monster, right?
It's a monster. Yes.
Can you control electricity?
She's like fire and closes it again.
Well, I mean, there are things that can control electricity. You know those things like what are they called? I forgot what they're called.
I love the sidetrackedness of this.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was like a 3-letter
Siri.
thing.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
I know it's the 80s, but
All right, guys.
That's why I keep saying Encyclopedia Britannica.
What time is it?
It's getting late. It's probably around 10 or 11.
Let's crash out for the night. Let you get some sleep without. She's already drained.
I gotta go get my dad, or else he's gonna be furious. So.
I have a guest room. Like, don't eat all the peanut butter in the bed, but you can have some in the morning on like waffles.
waffles are good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, peanut butter and waffles. Seriously, you're gonna overload this little girl's.
With the
Peanut butter.
knowledge in mind
What about
gathered.
chocolate? Have you ever had chocolate before?
Oh, diabetes.
Okay.
She says we shouldn't hunt him at night, so maybe we should just talk tomorrow.
And I'd like to go home and gather some things out of my basement now with knowledge that I have.
Okay.
And I'm gonna carry some things and things.
She actually, you guys show her to her room, and she looks at the bed, and she lays down in it, and lays with staring at the ceiling like it's an experience she's never experienced before, and literally passes out in like seconds.
Good night, I guess.
God, I gave her the good room.
Are you good here by yourself with her if I take off home to
Sure.
get some stuff?
I
And he
mean-
leaves
I gotta go get my dad, man, from the bowling
and
alley.
you're
He's-
leaving. Or
Okay,
are you
so-
going to stay with her?
Do you want me to stay with you? Keep you company? Or-
I mean, that's fine. I wasn't planning on doing anything anyway,
Oh,
other than
mind if I
packing up.
crash on your couch then?
Sure.
All right. Thanks.
Or you could just sleep in my parents' bed. They're not gonna be home.
Sounds good. More room.
Definitely.
What time in the morning do we want to meet back up?
I've got practice at like 8 a.m., but it's over by 10, so.
So
You're going to
10:03.
practice?
Hey, guys, some of us have a life outside the creepy pyromaniac girl.
This is exact pyromaniac.
I am not gonna let some
She does make fire with her
fantastic
hands.
Oh, you got
She's not a
it.
maniac.
That is
creatures
kind of cool,
or
though.
whatever
Yeah.
these things were. I'm still pretty sure this is all a dream. I'm not gonna let that get in between me and actually going to college and getting out of this town.
This
I'm
is
pretty
exactly
sure the
what
movie
we're
just
looking
came out
for.
like 2 years ago. Christine. Or not Christine. Oh, what?
The one
Carrie?
with,
Drew Barrymore.
No, not Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
E.T.?
Firestarter girl.
E.T.
Oh.
What?
Firestarter.
Firestarter.
Stephen
Well,
King.
she said Drew Barrymore in the 80s, and all I could think was
She was like this big. Drew Barrymore was like
Oh,
big
yeah.
little girl.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
I
Was it
don't
Cat's
remember.
Eye?
No, it's a Firestarter.
It wasn't, yeah. I don't remember.
And now we've dated
'Cause Drew Barrymore
ourselves
was
to
a
the
kid.
audience. Yeah.
I've only seen so
So-
many 80s movies, guys.
You
It's
guys,
me
you guys
too.
head
I
to
love
your destinations, and you do what you need to do. If you're gonna restock your backpacks, go ahead and restock your backpacks really quick.
Obviously, I'm bringing a hammer now. That's
Just tell me to bring a
Hammer.
bat.
I'm gonna
yeah.
bring-
Actually, that's funny. I was gonna bring a baseball bat.
Dropping the Ouija board.
No, the Ouija board. You guys don't know.
Make sure to pack more sandwiches.
And when
do.
you two wake up in the morning, she's sitting in front of the TV with like 7 bowls of different cereals, like mowing down,
Sounds like my
watching,
childhood.
like probably Transformers or something. I don't know. It was in '85.
No, Transformers. Good job.
yeah.
Or Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
she's
gonna
watching
say.
Thundercats. And she's sitting there
He-Man.
watching Thundercats, right? And
Oh, no.
not
too
sponsored.
This is ridiculous.
So
It's
and
awesome.
she's just like eyes bright, like mowing down food.
Well, that's not good for you.
I envy this child.
I know. I mean, I don't because I'm still young, but
Before metabolism sets in puberty, she's got it all. Just saying.
You know she's going for like all the sugary stuff.
oh, dang it. I'm gonna
I'm
look in the
jealous.
cupboard. Oh, almost everything's gone. I don't have any money.
Not that I'm. Not
It's
that
so
I'm
good
not,
on you for hosting at your house.
So polite.
So polite of
Thank you.
All right, and it's so. Do you guys have any conversation with her, or do you just let her watch them?
I'm gonna sit next to
I'm
her
gonna
while
watch
she's
for a
watching
while.
TV.
I like the Thundercats. I'm watching too.
Okay, well you guys aren't there yet. It's just those two.
I'm just gonna.
Or are you gonna show up now?
Oh yeah, that's
All right,
You gotta knock on the door
You
first.
come on in.
Hello.
Hi. Can I
Okay.
come in?
Yeah. So you want to jump through the window? Step in the door.
You use a ladder to go up to the bedroom.
Right.
That's an 80s movie right there.
Uh huh.
Unless you threw away the grappling hook I gave you.
Just show up outside with the radio.
Right, yeah. Throwing rocks.
Exactly.
I watch Thundercats too, guys.
All right, so as you guys watch the cartoons, you notice that she's like observing them very attentively,
Not like a child watching.
not like a child watching at all. Like she's like trying to memorize stuff, and she repeats back phrases and then speaks them in different languages.
That's not great.
That's not how you watch cartoons.
Yeah, you just enjoy it.
You
If
just
this little girl's new
catchphrase
is Thundercats.
Roar.
Yeah.
Thundercats Ho.
It's
Yes.
gonna be awesome.
That would be.
Yeah, that was the old one. Is Roar the new one? Thundercats Ho one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in the new one. Weird. Disappointing.
All right. And she says, and she looks up and news comes on. And she just kind of lowers her shoulders and turns off the TV and goes, "That's boring."
It is boring. I hate
is.
the news.
He's so wise.
Only Thundercats.
She says, and then she goes, "Are you guys ready to go catch him?
Let's do this.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you want to know?"
I'm just how to help you, how to catch them.
Which
how
is
do
the
you
weakest
catch 'em?
target to go? Which should we go after first?
Is there anything we should
Probably
grab
the
to bring to
vampire
help?
during the daytime.
Rope.
There we go.
I should grab some. Wait, are they allergic to garlic? The vampire?
Is this the classic vampire? Or...
Yeah. Does he sparkle in the sunlight?
When
Oh,
you
God,
say
no.
vampire, she's like
That doesn't
looking at
exist
you,
yet.
No.
confused.
No.
She's like,
We're over
I
there.
mean,
"Vampire?
the guy, pale guy with pointy teeth.
Oh, yeah. No, he likes fancy things, fancy people. He likes to have a good time. That's how I found him the first time. He doesn't like the sun much, but
Yeah.
He takes some of my
he
family.
likes like big fancy parties. I trapped him at a party the first time I trapped him.
How did
Which
you
was
trap
how
him at the
long
party?
I can imagine a 4-year-old just waddling up to this guy and throwing a net over him.
Yeah, I
like,
don't.
Do you
think
remember
she's-
how you trapped him? It doesn't.
When
Party.
she says that, she just looks back to the TV really quick,
How old are you?
and she looks back to the TV again.
We'll get her answer eventually.
I know.
Maybe. If I give her enough peanut butter and jelly, she keeps eating out my fridge.
Peanut butter.
Right.
I have an extra bottle upstairs.
You guys know that there's only a few places in town, according to what your locations, that could actually hold any sizable party. Just a couple places,
Any
and that would be
casinos,
somebody's
hotels?
house in the fancy district or the bowling alley.
Why don't we just throw a party, Mr. Jock?
I'm not there. I am currently at practice.
This is the
Don't
worst.
have
This
it.
is exactly why we.
So where do we start? We want to go after a vampire?
Why not? It's the perfect time of day.
Let's go meet up with just a footman.
Let's go see the footman.
Yeah. We're gonna go to the field
Oh my god.
or wherever he's practicing.
Probably currently with Coach Spur.
Coach Spur.
So you guys go, you head off to the school, and you're like sitting on the stands, like trying to get his attention, while the little girl's in the car, waiting because you don't want to.
Very pointedly ignoring you
Well,
guys.
she doesn't burn
Waving
down my car while
arms.
she's over
I'm gonna
there.
blow my whistle as loud as I possibly can,
Hi.
All right,
and just keep blowing it, and look at him or in the
Shoot a
face.
spitball.
all right,
at him.
Coach.
I'm still blowing it.
I gotta run.
I have your
Dad was hitting the drinks pretty hard last night.
Hitting the roids.
I think I probably gotta go check in on him. Can I skip practice early today?
You owe me choke and pukes the next time, boy.
choking pubes.
Wait,
Of course,
what?
Coach.
I have no
of course.
idea.
Choke and pukes.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds
it's
gross.
better than. Oh, it's not even better. It's both gross.
You run back and forth to either choke or puke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I want to? Sorry.
All right, guys. Seriously. First last night with the weird stuff.
Dude, are you in or not?
We're
Stop
gonna go kill a
complaining.
vampire.
We're still doing this?
Good
Well,
morning, by
yes.
the way.
Where is the little girl right now?
In my car, I'm hoping it's not being burnt down.
Did you at least crack a window, man?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Fed her like anything other
She's
than
eating everything in my house.
We stopped by the grocery store and grabbed like 14 cans
All right,
of
guys.
peanut butter.
In a nice pack. It's fine.
Hold on.
It has
Okay,
AC.
I'm gonna run to what I assume is the locker room. I'm gonna grab my lunch, which is like a whole bunch of turkey sandwich, like breakfast club, like the turkey
Nice.
sandwiches, like fruit, like everything. I'm like, okay, this is healthy stuff. All right.
She's so skinny. She doesn't need healthy things.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this. Those who have failed rolls, give yourself 3 adversity tokens. Every time you fail a roll, you get adversity tokens, and they're under your backpack.
Was that 2?
Have I
I
failed to
rolled
roll
on
yet?
charisma. Of
Yeah,
yeah.
if you fail to roll, just give yourself
That's
3
a- that's
because
a
we
fail.
forgot to count.
Okay, so
3.
Sorry.
Where?
And you can use those in different ways for rerolls.
So I get 2 of them.
Well,
All right. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna grab some healthier food for Juniper, and then I'm gonna grab my Leatherman's jacket. I'm like,
at least you're some fruit leather. I mean, that stuff at least tastes kind of good.
I don't even know if fruit leather exists right now. All right.
Neither do I.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my Leatherman jacket on Juniper, so she's not in a bright pink onesie.
I mean, I probably got her some other clothes.
She's standing next to the car, and the Letterman jacket goes down to like her
Oh, yeah.
ankles,
Oh, yeah.
and she's like looking at you.
Well, now
I'm
you
like,
look adorable.
Don't light it on fire. That thing costs more than your life.
Like a wizard robe.
And then your
It's
parents
cute.
paid
Can't
for it.
even move in this. And she's like waddling like that kid that was wrapped up in too many
Yeah,
layers.
that's
Like,
kind of
that's
the
awesome.
that's kind of the
Like a
point.
Christmas Story.
Oh yeah. Don't shoot your eye out.
All
and
right.
she takes your little health bar and she looks at it and she like bites it and she's like,
Give her more
Seriously,
peanut butter.
and
You
grabs it out of her
yeah.
mouth and
You-
throws it on the ground.
I give her a jar of peanut butter.
Right.
There you go.
She
Wash
likes
it out.
protein. Apparently, she
grabs
has a
the
high
peanut butter.
metabolism.
Alright.
She grabs peanut butter.
That that vitamin bar was mostly protein. All right.
That protein is gross.
Okay.
That's coming from a scout.
There we go.
All right. So, what are we doing? We're chasing after these spooks.
We're gonna
Yes,
go throw a
we're
party.
gonna throw a party tonight. Though apparently the one vampire thing that you saw
Pointy pale man.
likes
Yeah.
parties and fancy things. So hey,
Let's make a party fancy thing.
you're the
Wow.
You're the
Popular-ish
I mean,
kid.
you got the friends, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's throw a party.
it is disco theme at the bowling alley on Saturdays, so let's do
Yeah,
it.
but, I mean, that's not fancy. That's disco. That's
This
the
town
villain.
has 3,000 people. What are you expecting? Like a yacht club?
Dude, it's actually disco is not even a theme at this point. It's just a thing to do.
Yeah.
Why don't we make
They're
like an
just
actual?
doing it because that's actually what you do then.
We could say it's like a mock fancy party where people come up in their dresses and then they'll just do it ironically because teenagers.
You never know.
Yeah, mock fancy party, and then the vampire won't know that because he's not connected.
And this is why you guys weren't the popular people in school.
And a passive.
This is why you
maybe
ripped
a
your
secret
pants last
message.
night.
Beer.
Just because that gate was very broken.
I
I'm
kicked
pretty
it with
sure
one-
I agree with her. If we just
Juniper
get a
looks
couple kegs
bored.
and say free beer, we'll have people.
There we go.
I
Nothing
don't know
motivates
how fancy it
people
is. We gotta
more
figure out a way to
than
make it fancy
sports
to
and
attract
beer.
a vampire.
Yeah.
Juniper looks bored and she like walks over to a car and she like picks it up by the bumper and it just lifts up and she sets it back down.
Now she's got some.
Yeah,
Jeepers
let's get that
creepers.
thing drunk. What? Seriously,
Why would we
guys?
not We're not gonna give her
She
alcohol.
looks at it, she goes, "Where are we gonna have this party you speak of?"
Jock's house.
This powder
I
you
social
speak
media
of.
list of places.
He's got them. Like I said, you guys know that you could only probably do a fancy party in the fancy area of town or at the bowling alley.
All right,
with
does
all that
anybody
many
know
people.
somebody that lives in Park Place?
Well, kinda.
That's
Kinda.
concerning. It's like a concerning response.
Go on.
Well, why don't we just go there and I'll see if he still kinda likes me.
Kind of looks.
Kind of likes you.
Oh, what did you do?
Maybe.
All right, well, if you got a house in Park Place, I will definitely get the people to fill this thing up as a party.
You have a guy that kind of likes you that lives in Park Place.
Maybe.
Take advantage of it. Let's throw a party.
Yeah.
Might as well.
So you guys are going to Park Place?
Heck yeah.
Let's do it.
So you guys drive into the Park Place. It's like I said, it's like a development. It is gated, but you notice that the gates are open. And as you go in, you notice there's a lot of cars parked on the side of the road, more than usual. And as you're driving through, you may even see one of your parents' cars.
Nope.
Okay? And you come to a house in a cul-de-sac, and you look down, and it's all lit up. You can hear music coming from it, and there's what appears to be bouncers outside, and people going in and out in masks.
Okay.
Party, check.
We didn't even need you.
What are we gonna do with these 2 kegs of beer we bought?
Did you buy 2 kegs of beers?
Put it in the trunk.
Just on the way.
Don't worry,
you
Juniper's
stopped.
Take
already
care of it
drank
later.
all of it.
22-year-old.
Or use our pay your way in.
All right,
There you go,
Clara. Is this the house that you know? Like, can
Or
you
is
get us?
this-
Can you get us past these thugs or what?
It is not
Sure.
the house she knows.
Yeah, it's not. I'm just gonna go in anyway, though. I'm
We
gonna
need
get out the
some
car and
masks.
strut up
We
like a
need some
real
masks or
chill
something.
guy. Girl.
I'm gonna like elbow Dale, and I'm like, dude,
This is
watch
probably
this. This
one
is
more.
gonna be priceless, man.
We need
So-
some masks.
I'm
or
always in my
Are you
scout
gonna go
uniform, by
up?
the way.
Are you gonna try to talk to the guys?
Yep. I'm gonna
Okay,
walk right
let me
up
get
there.
my rule book for you really quick.
I'm gonna
Go
do.
ahead and
Who
make
has
a
the highest
charm roll
charm?
for me.
That's not me. I have.
I will. I'll go talk to him.
That's a 1. That's a 1.
I have a
Everything you do.
football helmet with me, guys. That's my mask.
I rolled
As
a
you
1.
approach, you notice that they're actually
Our scout needs to calm down
kind of
a
fancy
little bit on
masks,
the
like
aggression of
it's,
just
yeah,
going
like,
into places.
Masquerade.
Yeah,
There's
mask.
tact
Okay.
about stuff.
So I failed terribly.
What'd you? Oh, so you rolled a natural 1. So you can go ahead and take an adversity point. As you
So
as
can I
you-
explain how I fail?
Yes, but I will tell you this: as you approach the bouncers,
Finger
they're already looking at you strangely, like, "What are you doing here?"
Just gonna walk up. Hello, bouncy people.
We need a leash for our
I
scout.
was just wondering if we could enter this fine establishment of yours. I don't know if it belongs to you, but if like we could. I mean, we.
There's audible
I'm gonna walk
face
away.
palming in the
Just-
background.
Dude, seriously, I got $3.
They look
It says
at
they
you.
pick her up and carry her
I have
off
$3.
premises.
And he says, "Go away."
But why?
How about $4?
Yeah, $4. I mean, I have 3 of them.
I've got another friend. His name's
He looks
Washington.
back at another security guard, and the other security guard looks down and just nods, and he grabs you by the back of the collar. He's like 7 foot tall and just walks you down the street.
Dear
Sorry,
Lord.
strange man.
It's like a giant.
Just gonna
holding
walk
a
up. Well,
baby.
that went better than I
All right,
expected.
I look at the guy. I think I know him.
Okay.
I like to take
So,
pictures a lot.
he-
and I
he
could have
does-
swore I
he
saw
does-
him
That's a
last
weird
does-
way.
he
Such
does-
a
I-
weird
no,
way
no.
of saying
I could have
it.
swore I
Oh,
saw him
I like
last week
taking
at the bar
pictures. So many
doing some
pictures.
some
People.
things that he wouldn't be proud of.
Okay.
I have some pictures. I'm positive this guy at the bar last week.
All right.
Blackmail?
Yep.
Oh God.
So.
So I'm gonna walk up to him, just casually talk to him, and
Okay.
explain that we just need to get in this party.
All right. So go ahead and roll that. That's charm.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing my fingers.
Me too. Oh God, me too.
I'll cross all mine.
Huh?
Middle
Is it-
ground. It's 11.
Okay, that's
At least
pretty
it's
good.
not a 1.
He says. I'm not from around here. You think I honestly care about those pictures? Look, if you want to get in, number 1, you need to be a little bit cooler than y'all. And number 2,
I'm sorry about my crew.
you need a costume. No costume, no entrance. End of story. And he walks off.
All right,
I'm always wearing
How-
a scout uniform.
how many,
She's gonna be evil. Looks over there.
I'm just like,
how many
okay,
stories
cool.
is this house?
It's a big house. Like like
And-
it's
and-
like gated entry. So
And is
maybe
this like
stories at
is
least
this
that you
like
can see.
suburbs where you got like 3 feet in between houses?
No, this is like the rich neighborhood.
So it's
Yeah.
yeah. So if we get some costumes, you'll let us get in.
I didn't say I'd let you get in. I said if y'all get some costume, that's the only way you might get in.
Why don't
What's the other condition?
And
And
he
that
wa-
might-
he-
I'm gonna walk up and be like, Dale, dude, we're at totally the wrong house, guys.
Well,
Sorry,
they're
we gotta
talking-
bounce. We
How
gotta
can I
leave.
make your night better to help get us?
Hey,
if I
You
get
know what? Let's
costumes?
just let's go. This party
just
is
shakes his
lame
head and walks
anyways,
off.
and let's just walk away.
Yeah,
Secret
walk
plan. Secret plan.
secret plan?
All
Let's
right.
walk around the back. As I say, as I walk around the back.
I put my Walkman headphones on. and
As
I
you
walk away.
whisper loudly.
As you're
right
walking
in front
out,
of the
you
cars.
notice that the light inside is actually coming from behind pretty sheer or dark curtains. So it's not. It's just
Perfect
artificial
place
light
for
inside,
vampires
but-
to reside. Okay,
All
let's
right,
go
I'm
through the back.
Listen
and
to
I-
the secret plan you guys brought. Got me away from trying to talk us in there.
Oh yeah, you're so charming. And I walk around the back of the house.
Yeah, we just sneak through the back.
I'm just gonna
Charming
follow
man.
along and watch this scout.
It's
Blunder into everything head first.
Better at hammering doors.
better than how you performed.
At least I
look at this
tried.
fake
If-
blackmail that I don't, even though I don't know.
If I
I
may,
tried.
I like taking
I could
pictures.
probably get us into Mr. Yostrama room, and we can get some masks, like costumes for costume
Or
parties.
just smear peanut butter and jelly on our faces.
Ew.
That's not costume.
just
That's a
not-
food fight.
Then you'll have the girl licking you or something.
Juniper's still
Juni-
standing
yeah,
there
don't do
in
that.
her
That's
big,
weird.
huge
Images.
Letterman
Yeah,
jacket
weird.
going, I don't think they're going to let me into the party.
You look like a 6-year-old.
Don't worry, Juniper. If we get costumes, we can just incorporate you into Dale's costume, and he'll be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Guys, she
Or
has.
you can like sit on my shoulders with the coat on, and we could be like, you know what, you know
works.
what I'm talking about.
She doesn't look impressed.
I know.
Wait, she has super strength. Can she just forcefully open the back door?
But wouldn't that be kind of bad?
Guys,
like
then we're
if there's-
still gonna
the
be in a
music
party
is
without
loud.
costumes.
That's
We're gonna
precious. I-
stick
I-
out
it,
like
it is
sore
it is
thumbs.
gated, so the only way is through the. It's completely fenced.
Yeah.
So it's
Is there
through
spikes
that
on the top of
gate
the
with
fence?
bouncer. It is like those kind of.
I'm just gonna speak from experience. Fences are impossible. Okay.
Only if they're
It's
rustic.
like Wayne Manor with the
I
big
brought a heavy
entrance.
blanket with me. We can just toss it over
Alright,
the fence
Dale,
and then jump
let's-
over it.
I'm with you.
Let's go to the high school, man.
Let's get some costumes.
All
We're gonna
right.
try to. I'm gonna try to get into.
I
the
can at
fence.
least get us into the school because,
get masks.
like,
'Cause you
I
know,
can get
yeah.
into the
was a
locker
good idea,
rooms
though.
for the gym, and from there, I mean, we gotta find the drama department because
As
I
you're
never
sitting
go
there,
on that
Juniper
side of
goes,
school.
P. Party. All right, parties usually thrown at night?
Yeah, but some parties aren't because this is a 3,000 town place.
I'm not that smart. My name's Dale. I don't know.
She says, I
My
think
name's
costumes
Dan.
are a good idea, and she walks towards the car.
I didn't even want to put on a stupid costume.
All right,
I give myself a fallback here.
all right, guys. 2 of us need to watch Juniper while 2 of us go get these costumes. Because if we bring a 6-year-old little girl into school, somebody's gonna notice this.
I can
It is
watch her.
Saturday, so there would be.
Yeah, there can be anyone in the
but-
school.
Principal Davis is always there. I'm pretty sure the guy lives there.
Principal Davis,
He don't
he
like me.
likes me.
I'm sure he doesn't. But I'm
And
cool
after
with
that
sitting in the
one
car
time,
watching
your
over
senior
her.
year, nobody likes you at that school. All right.
Hey, whoa, I tolerate him.
He would like the scout,
Nice
but
save.
he would not like the investigation club.
You're
business.
welcome.
Such haters and athletes are.
So who's going?
Me.
I'll stay.
Okay.
Watch the kid.
I'm staying.
Okay.
All right. Go to
Split the
school.
party. So you get to school and
Near the jock.
you notice that there are hardly any cars there, but
I'm like the heck goth kid or something.
Like a goth kid.
I gotta find my sheet.
I am.
here.
I'm like a redneck goth. I'm starting to figure this out. Between Dale and
Just wear black lipstick with a cowboy hat.
the
It's a
Mr.
combination of
Mr.
voices.
Yost, Miss Quaker, and
Eyeliner with smudges of dirt.
Mr. Shotliff, and
Google it
the
now.
science teacher,
Like a goth.
Mr. Bailey. All their cars are there, but the principal cars is not there.
Ha.
Mr. Yost's car was there too. Mr.
The
Yost.
drama. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I tried drama once.
All right. So
Basically, all the nerds are there.
yeah.
Nailed it. This is gonna be great.
Here we go.
I'm gonna
All right.
gingerly walk
So
inside.
I'm gonna just walk into school because I'm at school every Saturday for practice anyway.
I'm gonna
so
run into
no-
school.
No big deal.
So as you walk in, the admin office is on the right, and there's a large table that's been temporarily set up, and the 4 of them are sitting around it. And you notice they're playing a game with dice. And they look slightly embarrassed when you walk in, like, what are you guys doing here?
Are you gambling?
No.
That-
One of them has a screen in front of him.
Oh,
Oh, that's amazing. I respect all of you. Anyway, can we have masks?
Anyway,
Mr. Yost looks at you like,
That's just so charming.
what are you planning to do?
Mr. Yost, I don't know.
We're not gonna
Listen,
kill
He
anyone.
laughs and he says, ski
Don't say
masks
that.
or dress masks?
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna like.
I'll take a ski mask.
Now I'm worried.
No, I'm not gonna kill anyone. I
Oh,
mean,
man.
oh man, having a knife and a hammer in my backpack is not helping my case.
I'm just in the
No.
car listening to the soundtrack of Breakfast Club.
I'm just chilling with the kid. I'm gonna braid her hair. She looks a
I
little.
still have like a rope tied to my backpack.
Look, kids, you know you can always borrow stuff from the drama club if you need it, but I would highly discourage robbing the gas station.
What?
And the science teacher and the librarian just kind of laugh.
That-
And
These people sound really cool.
Yeah, these teachers are the best.
the who did I say was there? Yeah, there we go. And then the music teacher, Mr. Shotliff, he says, "Go get the masks. Just don't tell anybody what we do here on Saturdays. All right?
Literally don't even know what you're doing.
All right."
All right. I'm gonna go grab 5 masks
Okay.
and the biggest, most vague costumes that we can find.
Like cloaks and stuff
Like
like that.
I want like a Andre the Giant, Dread Pirate Roberts like cloak.
Can
for
I try
Dale.
to find a small coat?
Yep.
Not like that fits me, but one that fits someone
For being
smaller
a
than
small
me.
school, he's really invested in his drama club, and there's a ton of handmade costumes, so you can find whatever you want.
I find like a small coat that would probably fit the 6-year-old.
Okay.
On the way out, I'm going to ask if I can talk to Mrs. Quaker for just a second
Okay.
off to the side.
I guess
Okay.
I have to follow.
All right, this is kind of embarrassing, but I was watching this scary movie the other day, and it terrified the bejesus out of me. I think it was like the Swamp Man and like the Wolf Man or something like that.
Okay.
There are like areas in town where things like that could exist. Like, if you were a Swamp Man, where would you be in this town?
Well, it's pretty ridiculous that those monsters would exist, but
Oh no, I completely agree. Like, it never even exists, right? But like, you know, if I like didn't want to go near places where they might be, like where would they be in town?
Well,
Wow,
the
smooth.
swamp would probably be at the lake.
That's
In
a
the
super
water.
good point, Mrs. Quaker. Didn't even think of
It
that.
is so difficult being in the car.
Finger guns.
Like, where would like the wolf guy be?
Well, probably in the woods.
Wait, I thought it was all cornfields.
Well, you have wilderness.
All right, okay.
Because you're in the Illinois area, so you're gonna have a mix.
Do you have like
It's true.
books or like knowledge on those kinds of things?
Well, I happen to be a big fan of horror films. Yeah, so
And you probably watched the same movies I did. Those things were super scary.
And I do have every horror movie at my house.
How did they end up beating the swamp guy? I didn't finish the movie. It was really scary.
well, I wouldn't ruin that for you.
Wow.
What about like the wolf guy?
Well, they usually.
Silver
I mean,
bullet.
silver is a wolf's weakness.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. All right.
Where
No.
would we find silver bullets?
Now you're starting to get in some odd
All right,
territory.
Clara, seriously, to the car.
says-
All right.
Clara.
I don't even know if
Clara.
silver bullets are a real thing, and
Whatever.
why would a child like you need bullets?
I mean, we should probably get like the ones without anything inside of them, so they'd spread out on impact, like the air full bullets.
She hit her head earlier today. I'm very
She
concerned
looks
about
severely
her.
worried. She goes, "Do I need to call your parents?"
Not like they'd pick up. Anyway, let's see you later.
It's for a paper or something. Creative writing.
Yeah,
you're in the
yeah, oh
car.
yeah, we were doing a report on it. Like he was
I am
watching.
grabbing the
Scooby-
costumes and just leaving. I'm like,
That's
thanks,
the
Mrs.
difference.
Quaker,
I
bye.
got
I'm just
into
slowly
it.
backing out of the room. We were just doing
This
a
is the
report on
difficulty
something.
I'm having over
She
here.
goes back
Yeah.
to the table and sits down and looks kind of weird. Like that was
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see him?
odd. You
So
okay with
that went well.
Dude, I'm in the
Just
car.
ask.
You were gonna get us arrested.
You don't know how
Ski
swamp
masks and
is.
a hammer, and now you're asking about bullets?
At least I didn't show him the knife.
I hit replay.
You have a knife?
I take out my knife. Yes, I have a knife.
I hit replay to listen to the soundtrack again.
So you
when are
guys
they
head
coming
back.
out?
You guys head back to the car.
Yep, I'm just gonna jog on out.
It's probably
Getting
around
hot.
lunchtime
Don't put
now.
a fire out. It's hot in
It
here.
doesn't take very long to get around town. And you guys put on your costumes. Are you guys gonna try again?
Yes, why not?
Okay. So you put on your costumes. Describe to me your costumes.
Oh man.
Well,
Ski mask, black cloak, and I have one of those push-in knives.
Very cool.
But is it really?
It's not.
what was your idea again?
Oh, I have
No,
a steak.
so I was thinking, okay,
You're the one that got the stuff for these costumes. What are we
right.
doing?
So obviously we need Juniper because she's been dealing with these things forever, right?
right.
So
I take out the kinda
one
cool-
of us
kinda
needs
cool?
to incorporate Juniper, and I'm like talking at Juniper somewhat, so she's kind of in knowledge with this plan. One of us needs to incorporate Juniper into the costume, hiding her, because like getting into a party when some of us are underage, and B with a 6-year-old kid is gonna be a little bit hard. So I'm thinking like one of us goes as I don't know some costume that can
I'm thinking.
account for.
I'm thinking.
What about
Yeah.
like a horse costume?
I
That's
heard
what
you
had
say
to-
Hunchback
that
of
was
Notre Dame
operated by
earlier.
two-
Yeah,
you guys
Hunchback
say
of
that?
Notre Dame, or
She pulls out a key from her pocket. And she's like, "We got to get him back to the house."
Do you have? Oh, that's the key to that. I thought you had the key to the other house, like the one
was
that we're
like,
gonna.
And says, "He likes pretty things."
well, Dale's really pretty.
I took
Am
some
I
of my mom's
pretty?
jewelry. Does it? Wait, does this work?
Whoa.
No, like pretty girls.
I take 2 steps away from him.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to boast, but I do exercise all the time.
I like to think I got a good, strong Amazonian build.
At the current second
Guys like
standing,
that, right?
At the current second standing in front of him, I do not
Let
want
me-
to brag
wait,
about
let me-
anything to do with
Or
my
we
Let me
could-
alter
or-
my description.
Or we could,
Hot.
or we
It's
could,
been a while since I dated.
or we could try to knock him out.
I got my bad.
I do have garlic.
She looks at the garlic and she grabs it and she like bites it. And
No,
says,
no, no.
Why would you
no.
bite
And hands it
garlic?
back to you.
That's gross. It's
Try
like
it with
eating an
peanut
onion. Try it with peanut butter or bread. The bread
Alright.
would work.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, if you go as like Hunchback of Notre Dame, right?
Sure.
And Juniper could just like ride on your back like
Piggyback.
style, right?
You could look like that.
All right. I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean,
gonna
I'm
be
tall
really
enough
hot,
and yeah, strong enough I can carry.
So
a
we
little
got the
girl.
Hunchback of Notre Dame with Juniper on the back.
Yeah.
What else do we
curled
got? We got
over.
Slasher horror.
the slasher horror.
With a
I've
real
always
fake
liked the Black Plague Doctor.
Okay.
Plague Doctor.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
These are all classic children's plays costumes. I was gonna go with like Romeo and Juliet, like Romeo. Like, I got the whole floofy
And
collar,
he's got
the
the floofy
Elizabethan
collar.
collar.
Alright,
With like the
works.
bullet
All right.
wound or the poison.
So
Like,
you
have, like,
guys,
the
you
mouth
guys
foaming.
approach the.
Like
We have a romantic
mouth.
jock.
You approach the bouncer and he
So-
looks at you again. He's like, well, at least one of you got the idea of trying to look pretty. And looks at you.
I just like hold up my collar.
Why don't I
And
just
looks at
okay?
the rest of you and it's like,
You do you have the
"All
Juliet
right,
costume?
All right. Go in.
I'm gonna change into the Juliet costume.
Okay.
Good
So
idea.
she runs back to the car, changes into Juliet. Also, I'll let that fly. And you get in, and it is just the house is packed. Most people are wearing partial masks, but they're all wearing kind of low-cut dress or nice suits. Very posh party.
I'm gonna make my neck
Um,
extra exposed.
And
I feel very out of place.
and but everybody is concealing their
I'm a hunchback.
eyes, sometimes their nose, but for most part, you can see most of their bodies, if you will. There's a lot of exposed skin.
Nice.
So, you walk
22-year-old
in,
in a teenage
and
party.
everybody's just kind of
Don't judge.
sitting around talking. Some people are drinking, some people are eating. There's a little bit of soft 80s music going in the background. So,
Can I use an adverse
yeah,
token?
exactly. Yeah,
Can I use an
exactly.
adverse token
was
for
thinking Boston
intrusive?
or Journey.
Well, yep. What does that do for you?
It lets me notice some things in the surroundings that like people wouldn't normally just glance at.
Perfect. Use your point,
Okie doke.
and I will give you this. So as you're looking around,
We gotta share that sheet.
kind of up the top of the stairs, you notice a man talking to somebody that is a very svelte build and has a kind of almost bluish gray skin. It's normal looking.
I'm gonna nudge everyone in the side and just go, hey, look at that.
Make sure it's.
It's a creepo. He's pale.
Why don't you just like go shoot him?
Or I could just walk up to him and be casual.
You have a hammer.
I don't know if you're capable of casual. All
Don't
right.
get your flair down.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna walk up.
Just don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do the shoulder. Walk up.
Okay, how do I
As you
walk up to
No
as you walk
guns.
up, he says, "Oh, Juliet, how charming."
With the least amount of charm.
Wow.
That's really awesome.
My hunch
How are you
laughs.
enjoying my party? he says.
My hunch laughs.
It's just like shaking.
Well, just it's pretty good. I really like it.
Oh, that's nice of you. Who'd you come with, huh?
Oh, I came with my friends. I mean, friends is a strong word. I didn't really come with anyone. I'm alone here.
You kind of
I'm gonna
raised
like
an
walk
eyebrow.
up as Romeo.
And he goes, "This must be your boyfriend. Isn't he an adorable thing?"
Oh.
Boyfriend is a strong word.
Oh no. We're no.
I use strong words.
And he looks down the stairs and sees the Hunchback of Notre Dame and the Doctor Alchemist mask with the beak on it.
I'm gonna turn around and slap you in the
And he
face.
looks very confused.
He looks very confused.
And he's like, "The Hunchback of Notre Dame, a doctor, and Romeo and Juliet."
As he says that, I slap him in the face. Him, not him. The other guy.
I want to say we are the smartest at
Just
detective
how could you
crew.
come to this party now? After the talk we had,
Ragtag
you're just
group.
so rude all the time.
Oh,
All you'd want to do is be at
drama,
practice.
He says, and he kind of gets giddy and rubs his hands together.
Is that what you think of me? You just think that you can come back during this fancy party? Well, I came here alone, and that's what I want to stay.
Is that punch? I
Jeez,
wanna
you
go
don't have to
punch.
be so harsh about it. Fine. I'll like turn around and walk away.
And he looks like,
Awkward.
"Oh, that's a shame. I was enjoying his company."
That makes one of us.
I'm going to go over to where I would assume they have wine and sit in a corner.
Just look all
So you can tell
sad.
he's like kind of watching you as you walk
sip
away.
my wine.
Just look all sad, like.
I get a sneaking
I
suspicion.
whispered my hunch.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What do you whisper?
At least,
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
She can't see a thing.
Then again, it's the 80s, so I'm only like 1 year
It sounds
underage.
like him. She whispers back.
Yeah. Poke your eyes out.
Poke your eye.
Is that him?
So she kind of like lifts up your collar and like peeks out. Yeah, that's him.
I act like the hunchback, so I lean my neck so she can see.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
That's him. That's him.
I'm just gonna look
Let me
over
just
towards
reach
you
down
while
with a
he.
quick-
I'm gonna look over towards you while he's looking at him and just go like,
That's
"Is
him?
that him?" Mhm.
That sounds like him.
And he's still focused on Romeo. You can
What
tell.
do we do?
I think he doesn't sway this
I'm
way.
asking her. Like,
He likes pretty things.
just
Or
gonna
we can
say.
knock him out. I don't know. Maybe we
Alright,
can lure
it-
him back. I don't know.
Someone
I
get in
reach
the
for the
room.
stick in my pocket.
No.
Is there an area
Whoa.
in this
You don't
party
even know.
where
I
there
grab
are
her hand,
less
I'm like,
people?
no.
You could try to find him. Yeah, you could explore, and there are many rooms. There are many different places you could.
So
Yeah.
what's your favorite
Alright.
drink?
I say you lure him.
A bloody
And he picks up his
Thinking
red wine and takes a
thinking
sip
I go
and goes,
off
"Well, that's a
somewhere
silly question."
alone.
Well, yeah, red is my favorite
Make sure
color.
that you guys notice I do.
I so just want to stab him in his steak.
Let's just get
But
him
yeah,
somewhere
if he's
private.
staring at me the whole time,
Take
like
him along.
maybe I'm the bait.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna wander off. I don't know if they're like
I'll trail
if
behind
there's
accordingly.
like if there's like an upstairs
Okay.
or like
Do you
Go
try to
find a
get his
closet,
attention
man.
first, or what, are
Go
you
find a
just wandering
closet.
around?
no, I'm gonna
see what you
I'm
did
gonna
there.
I'm gonna try my
That
best.
took me way too long.
I'm gonna try my best to look
Closet's
as
really
like
small.
dejected and
That
depressed
took you a
from
minute.
my girlfriend
It took too
having
long.
hit me, and like look like I'm heavily drinking from this wine to like console myself. but
After I
I'm
see
not.
his plan, I'm just gonna like walk off somewhere else where there's no other people. Not to like lead him
Before
away.
you can walk off, he says, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
I've got some people to talk to," and he walks down the stairs.
He
and
says that
walks
as
by
I'm
you
walking
two,
away. It's so
And he kind of goes and looks at you two
puke on the floor.
and keeps on walking and walks towards him. Says, "You look so sad."
Man, get your
Just a red mark
yeah,
on his face.
Yeah, my
Get into it.
girlfriend just
You're so bad at this.
apparently she's really over me.
Oh, girls can be funny, dear.
Yeah,
This is really awesome.
tell me about it, man.
This was not in the plan.
Tell me about it.
I cannot believe he sways that way.
you poor thing.
is
You
even
must be
better.
so
Hey,
heartbroken.
maybe Roy does too. I just don't know, man. Like, every girl that I try dating only lasts like a couple weeks.
Spending more time with them.
Maybe that's your problem.
Dating?
Girls.
Girls.
I guess? I don't know, man.
Oh, you seem so naive.
That's weird.
Well, this party is starting to bore me. Do you know of any other places we could go? Parties, possibly?
I mean,
I'm assuming you live here and are local.
yeah, I mean, I do, but like,
The closet party.
it's like the middle of the day. I don't know. I know some like cool places to go hang out. There's like the park, or I don't know, the woods and stuff. But
And your friends?
obviously, you saw my friends. Like,
And he says, "Well, let's go." And he throws up his cloak over his head. And as he walks out, you notice the sun is kind of like bothering him, but it doesn't really hurt him.
yeah.
I trailed him, not at a close distance.
Yeah, obviously the same.
I'm just gonna be. I'm just gonna be like Dale.
Obviously.
I don't know sign language.
All right, so where are you guys planning on
The
taking him?
birds in the feathers.
Oh, we finally got rid of the jock.
Ah.
It's Saturday in the middle of the day.
Yeah. And the goal is to get him back to the house.
Oh,
Or
okay.
to kill him.
I'm following,
but
trailing.
but we can knock him out.
Yeah, she made it clear in the beginning that she wanted him alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
remember, stop trying to kill things.
Well, I don't listen to people.
We need a leash for
Clearly.
the scout. We do.
I gotta go grab something. I gotta go grab something for the church because I acolyte there tomorrow.
Okay.
Can we swing by there on the way?
Whatever you like.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys start walking to the church. Ooh.
What?
Sorry
What?
about that, guys.
What did you do?
Did he
Oh
notice?
no, he just
Exploded in
exploded
his eyes.
a 12.
Should I sneak?
He
Should I
did.
So
try to
as
sneak?
you come near the church, yeah, I rolled a 23 off of D12. So as you come near the church, he looks at you and says, I thought your friends weren't your friends. And looks back and says, the hunchback, Juliet, and the doctor are following us.
Hey, guys, get away from me, you weirdos. Seriously.
How-
You just hit me at the
Just
party.
introduce me.
Alright. Well,
Hi, my name is Dale.
as
Pleasure
you've
to
already
meet you,
met,
Dale. And he goes,
Clara.
Don't
Again.
just tell him my name.
Sorry. That's my cologne I put on.
And I'm his sister,
Yeah,
Rebecca, and
this is Becky.
Dale, Becky.
Well,
And
Anyway,
the spry one,
Kid. Sarah.
Sarah.
words
And he goes, he goes,
uh,
oh, so Sarah, nice to meet you. You can tell he's pretty smart.
I didn't get your name. What was your name?
Vlad.
Oh, I don't.
Wow, that's a pretty different name for people around here. You must
You
not
must-
be from around here.
No. I had just recently arrived.
Pennsylvania.
Transylvania.
Well, Vlad,
I was
if
trying
you,
to be subtle.
If you just showed up, you gotta come see our church. It's not much for this small town, but like
You're being
It's-
really religious, man.
it's some of the coolest architecture we have in here. Vampire.
He walks. He says, "Okay, show me around."
Yeah. Why don't you come on in? I'm gonna go try the front door of the church.
Okay, it's unlocked. It's people are
It's a
welcome.
church.
anytime.
Why would it?
You open it up. He walks in. There's holy water on the sides. He seems unoffended.
Is there anyone else
Perfect.
in the church?
Yeah. Is there anyone else in this church?
Of course,
right-
the pastor is going to be there. Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
okay.
walk. Oh, I'm
Pastors are
great at
cool.
this. I'm gonna walk up to the
As
pastor.
we clonk
pastor.
a dude over the top
pasture.
of the head.
He sees you guys open the front
Call
door
us.
and he goes, "Welcome. How may I help you today?"
I'm gonna walk up to. I'm gonna have a conversation with you real quick, Pastor.
And the Vlad kind of looks at me. He goes, "Oh, he's kind of cute for being old."
I'm gonna look for a cross, specifically metal.
As you do that, you notice he's like touching the crucifix that's above the holy water, looking at it.
It's not burning him.
Obviously not.
I feel like
Okay.
he knows that we know, but
Plan B, guys.
it's just.
Plan B.
Okay, can I wait? Is his back turned to me?
Yes,
Okay,
but the preacher is looking at you. Yeah.
okay. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna motion down for the preacher and like put him into the confessional thing.
Okay.
Just say, "Hey, preacher, the guy over there is a vampire."
He laughs and says, "There's no such thing as vampires, son.
Are they?
You've always had a wild imagination."
They're currently in the confession booth.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Vlad currently doing?
He's looking at the crucifix above the holy water thing.
Just,
I'm
I mean, I'm
whispering
okay.
to my hunch.
So it's gonna be weird, but I'm gonna stab him.
When you start
or
whispering
hit him
and
in the
the
head?
cloak lifts up, you
I
notice
think
him
you
go.
keep the pastor distracted
Again.
while we clonk this dude over
What do you
the top
think
of
I'm
the head.
doing? I'm talking to him. I'm just gonna go, "Hey, Pastor, what would you like?
I'm sorry,
would you call
Father,
the cops?"
As obviously this church is Catholic.
Yeah.
They have
Would you
confession.
call the cops if I were to say stab him or hit him in the head?
You're saying this to the pastor?
It's a confessional. He's not allowed
The
to tell
pastor's
anyone.
like-
No, actually,
it's not
yeah, it's a
con-
law.
You have such the imagination, child.
The
And you guys
imagination.
keep on talking
Mostly
back and
Catholic.
forth.
Just I've had
All
a lot
right.
of imagination, sir.
I'm bonking this dude over the top of the head while our singular witness is in the confession booth.
Just start coughing really loud and just.
Yeah.
So you make a brawn check. I make a grit check. No, I'm sorry. I would probably make a brains check to see if I notice you coming up behind me.
Is he at the holy water right now?
I come to follow in to help. In
Just
case
push him
it
in. Drown
doesn't
him in
fail.
it.
I got
was
my
thinking
tire
of
iron still.
dipping my hand
Yep.
in.
And I got a baseball
splashing
bat.
out to
Yeah, I-
distract
so-
him.
So what do we want to do first? Because she's going to try to splash.
I'm gonna splash
That's
to give him a
probably
little
first.
distraction.
Okay.
And
Just
someone
make it like a
knock him out.
playful splash.
All right.
Holy
Go
water.
ahead
Jesus.
and make a brains check and see if you succeed.
I'm basically coming in
Jesus.
hot behind him in
This
case
is-
he doesn't go down.
This is me.
That's her
Okay, bet.
to see if the distraction works.
Okay, so what do I roll?
Whatever dice it says in your brains column.
Throw
Brains.
a whole lot of
Got
Jesus in his
D6.
face.
+1 though.
Christ compels you.
3.
4.
Okay. You walk up and
Let's take a
you
look.
splash the
Did you fail?
holy water in his face, and he kind of turns towards you. So now he has a better view of what's coming at him.
Whoops.
And he's like, "Are we playing in water now?"
Yes.
I mean, I'm already pretty dedicated
All right.
with this baseball.
All right. So go ahead.
I thought there was a
and
fly
he's
in there,
gonna
I just
make
wanted to
a
flick it
check
out.
to see if you're coming.
I really want to make the pun. I don't swing that way.
I
Alright,
don't really
so-
want it.
There's
So
been
he-
so many
he-
puns I've let go of
He
this whole
does
thing.
not notice you,
So
but he
many.
does
It's a
turn
crime.
towards you as you
Perfect.
swing.
All the better. So I'm
So
rolling.
you're gonna roll a. Yep. So fights are on our thing. So
Oh,
it
this is
a,
okay. I didn't. Yeah.
Well, I have a
It is
D6
a
for fighting.
D12 plus 1 for me.
Oh, jeez.
no, that's a flea thing.
I got
You will
12.
actually be a brawn.
Okay.
It's on actually our little cheat sheet here. It should say combat. So you can use to
Fight.
fight. Okay.
Fight versus fight, fight versus brawn, fight versus flight.
Okay. So you have. So it is a fight. So you roll your fight, and then I get to pick which one I roll.
Give me a 12.
Nice.
9.
It's decent.
Okay.
Not bad.
So he is not really a fighter. So he's going.
He's a biter.
He's a lover.
He's gonna,
He's not a
he's
fighter,
Gonna
he's a
try
biter.
To flight. And he rolled horribly.
Nice.
So go ahead and describe to me what happens.
I'm gonna start talking real
Um,
loud.
So
Cough. Do something.
I would assume that I have this baseball bat kind of
Roll a charm check while he's
on the
talking.
side
Oh,
in
God.
my costume.
The
So as he is
worst.
turned around, like messing with the crucifix, I'm going to like jimmy this up my side of my
Oh, that's kinda
Elizabethan vest and kind of Pink Panther tiptoe behind him. And then like as Becky splashes water into his face, as he like turns around, I'm just in mid swing as I connect right into the face.
All right.
Beautiful full jock moment.
Yep.
He
going.
falls over.
Going for the
goes over,
fences.
And he gets his tagline. Go ahead.
I just don't swing that way, man.
What was your roll?
Swing away, Meryl.
A
Swing
9,
6.
a 6. Okay, so you could tell that the preacher's starting to get a little bit antsy and wants to get out of the booth.
Dale, quick, take off your robe. Let's wrap this guy up and get him in the trunk of the car and let's
Let-
go.
Let me help.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
And I got a pair
so-
of, and I got extra socks. I'm stuffing his mouth so no one can hear him
Who's
scream.
you two are doing that? You two make a flight roll for me.
Perfect.
I can carry him. I'm the strongest.
Yeah, she is. Wait, no. Yeah.
Don't ask.
I got D20 for
Yes.
brawn.
We're
Dang.
doing that.
So you guys all make a
Yeah.
flight roll. Let's see how you guys get out.
So
of it.
anyway, Pastor, my parents never are
The
here,
three of
and
you.
I'm just so sad.
She's still talking.
Ooh. I don't know. I'm not charismatic.
I'm crying.
And when I was 4, I took a nickel from my mom's purse. And when I was 5, I shoplifted a lollipop.
It's been 3 days since I've done a confession
Go ahead.
to like a stuffed animal or something.
For me?
Yep. What's your flight?
Flight. Oh no, it's D4. Sorry. Bah.
Nice. Explode.
Explode
Nice.
that sucker.
Wait, exploding is a good thing?
Yep.
Yes. That means you
Nice.
maxed
Roll
it out.
another one.
No, it
Roll
means
one
you
more.
immediately
That means
fail.
like, oh no,
One
it blew
more.
up. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
1.
So
Okay.
5.
5 is still good.
All right. So the preacher is going to roll.
Does it do with disadvantage because I'm charming him with my annoying
5.
speech?
So we
Just
got
let
1
yourself
6 and we got 1 5 and we got 1 3. Okay, so you guys wrap him up in the cloak and you two are like dragging him out the door.
Don't forget the socks.
And the
and stuff in
preacher
his
comes
mouth.
out
Yeah.
of the confessional booth right as like the door's closing and there's an edge of the cloak stuck in the door and you're stuck in the doorway like trying to like hide it. And he's like, "What's going on?"
Our friend just passed out, man. I think it was lack of water or like heat stroke or something.
I should call the ambulance.
No.
He
I don't
runs
think
and he starts
ambulance-
running
We've-
to the back.
No, it's
I-
a
dude,
lot
I run after
cheaper
him.
and faster if
ignores
we.
you.
I should run after him.
We just back. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Let's go,
I'm like,
just go.
"Guys,
Let's go."
Okay, then.
we have no reason
Okay.
to come back here.
Alright,
Let's just
We can get out of here before they show up. Bye.
Yeah.
So you guys run away, and as he gets to the altar, he picks up the phone. He picks up or the little office area on the side. He picks up the phone, and he's like, and he goes and looks out the front door, and you guys are gone.
That was so smooth, guys.
You did pretty good.
Guys,
actually.
we literally just clubbed somebody over the top of the head, knocked them out,
Juniper's
and
like-
kidnapped them.
Nice swing.
Oh, like stretching. She's like, I'm so tired of being on your back. Can we get him back to the house now?
Please.
Here's some peanut butter.
And she grabs it and shuts up.
All right, Juniper. First,
We got this
first of
relationship
all,
going on.
How much peanut butter do we have?
This
I have
was the
3
guy,
jars
right?
of peanut
Down.
butter.
Yeah, that's
Clearly-
him. Let's get him back.
Let's do it.
Do you want a wad of bread and
Here you go.
jelly?
She grabs it.
Here's some
starts
jelly
eating.
too.
You all jump in the car.
So you guys jump in the car. You head back to the house. I'm assuming. She
Yeah.
unlocks the door and she takes him in, and she's like dragging him. Like you guys had a hard time dragging, but she's just like dragging him by the cloak.
Of course.
And she unlocks the basement door and throws him in there and locks it and says,
In a
"Alright, we
couple
gotta
of
get
years,
the
you should
others."
really try out for football.
Yeah.
Just,
Football.
Football.
yeah.
American sport played by pigheads. I mean, with pig skin.
By pig heads.
Point taken. All right. All right. Do we need to put the board back on the window so this guy doesn't get out again?
She looks over at the window, and it's like at some point she like snuck out in the middle of the night or something, and the window's not only boarded up, but it's been reinforced.
Well,
Accurately
hammers aren't
creepy.
going to help.
Cool.
You know what? Let's just not question it. At this point, anything seems possible at this point.
And I need a nap.
Yes.
All right,
It's been
guys.
quite an eventful day. I actually had fun.
Yeah.
Wolfman, fish dude.
By this time, it's probably around 2 or 3.
Let's go to the lake. Anyone up for a nice swim?
No,
Nah.
there's a swamp thing running around.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, I could tell for sure. Okay. I was like, no.
All right, let's head to the beach. Beach.
So you know that the closest body of water to town is a place called Fisher Pond, and that would be the closest area to town that would have any sort of water.
Okay.
We should take one of my parents' cars
As you guys are leaving leaving the
because
house,
it's bigger.
go
We can
ahead
fit
and make
fish monsters
because
in
you
it.
were down by the basement door. You haven't been there yet. Go ahead and make a brains roll for me again.
Brains.
Everybody.
Okay.
It's a D20.
I don't even know why I look. I know
16
it's a
again.
D4.
Plus 1, so 17.
3 total.
Which one is it? Oh, it's way over here hiding. I'm like, where is the D8? For gosh sakes, it's over here.
Okay. So you notice that there's like an odd, like a residue that was tracked from the basement headed towards the window that they escaped out. And it's kind of like a viscous liquid
Can I take some?
that's stuck. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what should I write down? Viscous goo.
Yep.
What are you keeping this in?
I have a lot of stuff in my bag.
She's prepared.
Just curious.
Goo.
Piece of paper, whatever.
So I'll carry on vials,
Yeah.
I should have brought a vial.
petri dishes.
Yes.
Okay, so
research.
before we make a stop, we should make a stop back at the school
Okay.
For what?
for viscous goo.
Okay.
Viscous goo.
For viscous goo.
Viscous.
Here. I'm gonna sit in the car, pick another soundtrack to listen to while they go do whatever at the school.
I'm gonna hang out with Dale.
The
this
school
time.
doesn't like me too much.
I'm gonna hang
so-
out with Dale.
So
this
you
time.
walk in and there, and the teachers look at you like,
I'll go with
"You're
her."
back."
Yeah, we have. We've. Hey, why don't you tell them what we found?
Well, we seem to have found some strange-looking algae that I've
Science
never
teacher,
seen.
as soon as you say strange-looking algae, his eyes just light up.
Yeah, I found it on the
Strange-looking
ground.
algae.
It was on the ground in an old abandoned house.
Oh, algae in a house.
Exactly.
Weird,
which was
huh?
why we thought it was strange. So we thought we'd just bring it over here, take a look, 'cause we're
He like
curious.
grabs it from you and says, "Come with me."
Okay.
And you go and
I'm ready.
he heads to the lab and he's running all his tests and he's like, "This is odd. It's
so?
definitely from the water, but it's used to like filter out toxins. It seems."
Can we see what we can put in it to make it have a chemical reaction for the bed part? Just like dip something
Was
in
it
it.
more resistant?
He walks over to a thing of water and he puts the algae in there and he pours Coke in there and it instantly goes clear.
I
my
cannot
God.
believe a brand is going to save us. Let's go buy a bunch of Coke.
Okay.
And he
Coca-Cola.
says,
I can't
"Wait a
believe
second," and he takes trash out of the trash can and puts it in there, and it starts to dissolve and clean up.
Science.
Oh boy, let's get some garbage and Coke. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
Maybe collect some more of that viscous goo for the environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
we found the cure to garbage.
Viscous goo.
BP oil spill?
There we go. Viscous oil.
All right. So you guys meet in your group back. He says, "This is fascinating. Can I keep this?"
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna do anything with it.
Awesome.
Just don't eat it.
And he's,
I was just about to say, like, just don't.
so you guys head back to the car.
We need to buy some Coke right now.
I was just gonna say, what did you guys learn?
We learned that, you know, I mean, you don't deserve what we learned because you didn't want to come with us.
Because the acids in the Coca-Cola is so strong, it's
Pretty sure the school has a restraining order against this guy, so.
it pretty much burns the slime. Therefore, it might have a chemical burn on the swamp monster.
Yeah, so let's
The
get some
algae didn't
Coca-Cola.
disappear. The other stuff disappeared.
Yeah, from what I understood, you guys just discovered that the slime is impenetrable. Like,
Or maybe
nothing
it's
hurt
just
the
acid.
slime.
We can thin it out.
And it separates out toxins from the water.
Again,
So
BP
this
oil
this
spill.
seems like a good thing, like the swamp monster in the lake, and it's not a clean lake.
No.
But drinking it would be
Can
bad.
we ask the girl why he was trapped in the first place? Like, what did it do?
It was a monster.
It's
Well,
a-
just because it's a monster doesn't mean it's...
Juniper
what-
looks at you, goes,
what
"It's a
do-
monster."
But
It's
it
trying to
identifies
escape.
as a non-monster.
Wait, so you captured it because it was trying to escape?
Today's world.
I didn't capture it. It was just
kinda
trying to
sad.
escape.
Wait, so you didn't?
Not him.
Use your
I didn't
words.
capture him.
Okay, so who did?
I don't know. He was in the basement.
So where did you just
He's
come
the
into the
basement.
He's a
house?
house pet.
Good
awesome.
swap monster.
I've been fighting him for as long as I can remember. She says,
Just want
And how long is that?
and
If
she
you-
goes back to eating her.
I don't like being in the dark.
I have a
'Cause I'm afraid of the dark.
really horrible feeling about this little girl.
Oh, you think?
So where are we
What
going?
if the
What'd you get from a flame
What
hands?
if the monsters were keeping the little girl in the house?
Why would
They were
run
trapped
off,
in the
though?
basement.
I don't know. That's a good point.
Yeah.
She's-
That's
I
a
think
good
that-
point.
You
what
be
you're
the
doing.
strength, we'll be the brain.
Well, okay, we find a little girl and she's like club 4 people over the top of the head and put them back in a house.
And she just run on my back
We
for like a
clubbed
day and
them.
didn't do nothing.
You hit him in the head.
I don't know, man.
Let's just go buy some stuff.
So you guys go to the gas station, and you can see the clerk, who obviously
Yeah,
loves
it is
kids,
a little
just looking
suspicious
at
now
you
that you say that,
guys.
though.
Can we just have a bucket of Coca-Cola?
He looks at you weird.
Couple two liters.
I mean, we're a bunch
Sorry,
of
I'm out of
teenagers. What do you
buckets of
expect us to do
Coca-Cola.
with it?
science experiment.
He's like, I don't have any buckets.
Do you have any Coca-Cola?
He points at the back cooler.
Do you have a gas canister?
And Mentos.
He points over at the emergency supplies.
Gas. Fire would be good.
We have that.
Well, yeah, but
girl.
we'd get.
Fire
Yeah.
shouldn't be effective against a water monster,
No.
though, in case it dies back in the lake.
We're not trying to kill it anyway. She says she wants these things alive.
But to just trap them forever? This probably sounds really weird. We're watching a show.
Clara, do you still
He's
have
just staring at you guys like, are you going to buy something or
do
get
you
out?
still have
We
any
are
more
talking.
of that viscous? Do you have any more of the algae weird stuff?
No?
We can collect
I gave
more.
it to a science man.
Science man.
He points at, no soliciting.
So we buy some stuff.
Let's buy the Coca-Cola.
Let's
as
just
much as
buy
we can.
a bunch.
Alright.
I mean, I don't have any money. You guys are gonna have to pay for
I got.
it.
But you have everything but money.
I have everything but money.
That is true wealth.
I'm gonna
at my
buy a 5-gallon
You're not kidding.
Scouts.
gas can with gas.
Okay.
We'll grab one of Coca-Cola.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
And what are we doing?
Guys, I want to go back to this house and find more of this viscous stuff. Let's
I mean,
see.
it was all over the floor. You didn't see it?
I didn't go in with you.
You want to do some experimenting with it?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Juniper looks at you. He's like, you're getting late. Shouldn't we check the water?
Yeah, okay. Let's
Right,
go.
but we don't know what we're up against, Juniper. And you are having a really hard time
Telling
How
Are you
to
guys
deal
still,
with
are
these
you guys
things.
still in the building?
No, we
No,
probably
we
walked out
definitely
and we're
walking
in the
back to
car.
the car.
She pulls the fire out again and then puts it away.
All right, let's go to this.
So should we light them on fire?
I'm thinking the slime stuff might be flammable. That's why I got gas.
Well, let's go try it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
algae, the most flammable substance.
Experiment by
Algae also dissolves trash too.
experiment by
don't know what this can do.
trial and error.
Yeah.
Let's try to light it on
Okay,
fire
fine.
and then let's try to eat it.
Science.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
we're gonna get in the
We're
car
going
and
to the
drive to the
water.
lake.
Okay. All right. So you guys drive out to the pond, and when you get to the pond, you notice that the pond is no longer dirty. It's like clean. There's plants flourishing. There's frogs hopping. There's
Oh,
fish
no.
jumping.
This is great.
and it's just like the cleanest it's ever been.
I kind of agree with you.
You know, I can see why the vampire
yeah, no,
had
I'm
to
starting
go.
to.
Why don't we just put this guy in the ocean?
Like, other than trying to sleep with a 17-year-old kid, the vampire guy wasn't that bad.
He was going to drink your
He might
blood,
have been a
you
pedophile,
weirdo.
but he's kind of charming.
I don't know that.
Don't flatter yourself.
We brought him into a holy church, okay?
So
he
everybody
was
needs
fine.
to
What other
make
kind
a
of church
brains
is there?
check for me to see what you see.
There's something more
I'm
with these
gonna
monsters.
use one of my tokens.
Okay.
Just-
Oh yeah, you got your Okay, cool.
2.
Okay, so you you notice
What's
that
going on?
something sitting on the bank that appears to be some sort of breathing apparatus, but it's broken, and you can tell because you that the hoses that are broken off. It wasn't for air, but it held liquid.
I'm gonna walk up to it.
Okay, you can grab it. It's just exactly as I described.
Well, what do I write in my bag?
Breathing apparatus.
Okay.
Where's Juniper right now?
Yeah.
She's with you guys.
Just standing here next to me chilling.
Yeah, and she does look at the apparatus. She goes, "That belonged to him."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else it belonged to. I'm gonna jump in the water.
So Juniper, this is just a monster.
Just right away?
No, I'm
we
gonna
don't-
take my backpack off and then jump in the water.
Oh, I know, but we can't.
You would classify this as a monster, a
Hasty
bad
woman.
thing?
This is a monster. Yeah. He's got some nasty claws.
What has he done bad to you?
I've just been fighting him
Why?
because that's what I was there to do.
But have you ever questioned your role? Have you ever asked yourself why? Why do they deserve this? What happened?
Why?
Because why?
Just
Exactly.
cleaned an entire lake.
These
I'm gonna yell
monsters-
out at the edge of the lake and try to talk to the and just
Yeah, we gotta talk to both
hello,
parties.
being out there in the water, whatever you are. If you can hear me,
I just
I
jumped.
summoned
I
thee.
don't come to hurt you. I'm trying to talk to you.
I jumped in the water. I'm just trying to see what's around.
Ignore her swimming around.
All right. So you yell and nothing responds.
Okay.
Can I look around in the water?
It goes pretty deep. You don't see anything.
Do we have any empty Coke bottles? Maybe we could just throw some trash in it?
We can.
I'm just gonna pop up above the water and just say, "Hey, throw me some Coke."
Okay.
I'm gonna open it up while above the water and just kind of dump it in.
Okay. You notice that the Coke is dissipating, and then it disappears.
I'm gonna dip the bottom of the can in it.
It starts to disappear.
What was the fourth monster? We had a vampire, a fish guy, a wolf man, and
I didn't see him.
You know,
Frankenstein.
I'm afraid what this would do to boats.
I didn't see him.
What it does to skin? Because it sounds acidic.
I mean, does it hurt my skin?
No.
I mean, frogs can live here, and so can I.
Everything's prospering.
But, have you heard of the Titanic? This is probably gonna be a lot worse if this guy gets in the ocean.
There's something wrong here. I mean,
It's good, but it's not good for humans? Which feels selfish.
As
It
you
feels-
dip
it
the
should be
can
good
a
for
little
humans.
farther in, you notice some ripples in the water, like
Oh.
it's agitated.
Oh,
The
I'm
water-
gonna dip it all the way.
water's agitated.
I'm gonna dip it all the way in.
Okay, can disappears and the ripples get a little stronger.
I'm gonna say, throw me another one. Catch. Klopronk.
The ripples get strong, and up on the bank of the water comes a swamp creature. And he
Just
says-
near me?
Yeah, he walks up on the bank because he sees you guys on the bank and you in the water. He comes up near you guys. Says, "Why are you here?"
Well, we're trying to get your
And he
attention.
sees Juniper and is like, just kind of shakes his head.
what does Juniper do?
She's standing there like, "Are we gonna get him back to the house?"
I'm gonna swim up to the bank.
Yeah.
Just go, before we fight or don't fight,
excited.
let's just have a conversation first.
I want to get stories on both sides now.
I'm gonna give him the breathing tube. Do you want this back?
He looks at it.
Made
and
all the
says-
doubt.
And you notice
Yeah.
that he's kind of breathing hard when he's on land.
Oh.
He's like, "Oh, it's broken."
Hey, Fishman, what's your name?
Nobody's called me a name in a very long time. I can't recall.
Can we call you Bubbles?
All right, Fishman.
Aquarius? That's
Oh,
kind of a cool
man.
name.
Yeah, Bubbles sounds like a child named it.
Or
We're gonna call
Powerpuff
you
Girl.
Aquarius.
Why are you here? I cleaned this place up. It was the only place I could find to live.
Well, this tiny child here, or large adult, told us that you had to go back to the house and be there.
Do you eat trash for food?
No, it's not a lake.
No, I just cleaned it. he says, I can't go back to the house. I can't breathe there.
How did you live there for so long?
My mask.
What? How did you end up there in the first place?
I don't remember. It's
All right.
been a very long time.
Bubbles, if we fix your mask, will you go back to the house?
Yes, I'm bored here. I don't like it here.
Okay.
You don't like
how,
it here?
how can we fix your mask? How is your mask broken?
I don't know.
Can
I
I
didn't make it.
can I take a look at it?
Yep. Yep.
Anyone tech
I'm the
savvy?
most brainy one here. I am literally the smartest one here. Other than maybe the girl, because
Very
she's...
humble over here.
Yeah.
Very humble.
One of my
Very
faults
humble.
is boastful.
That is
Can I
true.
take a look and see if it's broken, like if it's reparable?
Yep.
So-
Absolutely.
I'm assuming brains, maybe?
Yep.
That's gonna go well. Hey.
It went
Nice.
well.
Hey!
Nice.
Yeah, there we go.
You're the smartest dumb person.
Aw.
That was your roll.
10 total.
That's not bad for a D4.
You look at it and you realize that most of it's like rubber tubing that could probably be like duct taped or kind of pieced back together if you had something like a lab or something to do it in.
Right.
Well, we did give the lab man the thing, so he
I
probably likes
definitely
us.
agree with that concept.
Here, give me
School.
the mask.
Let's go back.
Let's go, like,
Let's go
Alright.
fix it.
Alright. If we fix your mask, you'll go back to the house?
Yes.
Guys, let's.
Can I have a little gas from your gas can to put in the Chevette?
Also, what's your favorite food?
We've been doing a lot of running in
I
the
will
Chevette.
I'll just
smiles.
empty the gas can.
And walks back to the water.
Put a lot of miles on the Chevette. Like,
Alright.
a
Fish?
little gas
I'm
in it.
Alright.
guessing. I'm just
Juniper. What the heck? You say this thing's a monster? It's running away. It's trying to escape the house all the time. He just agreed to us.
She kind of pulls up her shirt and there's claw marks on her side. He has pretty nasty claws.
That's because you were trying to keep him inside. Have you
Yeah.
ever tried letting him out?
I don't know,
Purposefully?
guys.
Did you ever think
It
about
takes
why he
something
wants to
fairly
go back to
evil
the
to-
house? He left. Now he wants to go back.
Uh,
Doesn't make any sense to me either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being trusting. But, oh, he's so nice and he makes things clean. Why doesn't he just want to
Exactly.
stay here? It's so nice here. What if he
Maybe-
just trying to kill us?
just move him to a different lake every now and then. Give him a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Let's go fix this mask.
Alright.
Yeah.
I want to talk
To the
with
school
the
we
fish-
go.
Yep. So you guys go back to school. Who's going in?
I'm babysitting the kid.
Okay.
It's a goal. It's a thing.
Can we
it's
bring
an
the
actual
fish man
job.
inside?
Fishman walked back into the water.
Oh, dang
Yeah, he
it.
stays there
He
until we
can't
fix
breathe
the
that well.
mask. That's why we're
True.
fixing the mask.
Right.
So you guys go back to the science lab and you got the device. So you guys can now roll a brain check to try to fix it because you are in the lab and you have the help of the professor. You will get a bonus to that roll of +4.
Okay.
Yes, got 5. Yeah.
13.
Okay.
Of
It was the
course.
difficulty check of 10. So you guys managed to get the mask back together, and the professor says, and he goes over to the aquarium and he fills the 2 canisters on the side with that algae type stuff that has been. You notice that it's bloomed in the aquarium, and he fills the containers with that.
Huh.
He says this might work for whatever it's for.
We're gonna give it to a fish man and put him in a house.
He laughs and just walks away.
Isn't she adorable? Alright, let's go.
Telling them the
Full of
truth.
Her blunt
imagination.
strategy somehow works.
My other flaw is being blunt.
She has a disorder.
Blunt disorder.
Tourette's.
Right.
My dull knife.
Exactly.
Fishman.
So you guys go back to the lake. You come
Vampire.
out, and he comes back out when he sees you, and he places the mask on, and he kind of like cracks his neck and stretches and says, "Oh, much less mundane now."
Are you gonna try to kill us?
And he looks at his claws and spreads them. He says, "A deal's a deal. Take me back to the house."
Let's go.
There's not a lot of room in the car. Kinda why I wanted to.
Hey,
Shotgun.
Clara, can I borrow your knife for this particular ride back to the house?
You can borrow my hammer.
I have a knife right in my backpack. Right. I'll grab it for you.
Someone's
You
gonna
can
And why are
borrow
you
that.
being so blunt about it?
it.
Because I don't trust the monster or the flamey girl.
be
So
honest,
it's a
I don't
very
trust them
awkward
either.
ride as the two are staring at each other.
Very
Yeah.
quiet.
Right.
There's gonna
And
be
there's
like
not
some,
much said.
Have you ever tried peanut butter and jelly?
No, there's a lot said.
The
No,
guy has a
there's
mask
one
on,
cheddar box going.
and when he tries to
Peanut
talk,
butter.
all you hear is like odd sounds coming out.
Who are you
now.
guys?
I've
And
been
Juniper goes.
Let's
He
say
says he doesn't eat anything but what comes from the water.
there. So like, what if I put peanut butter and jelly in the water?
I don't know. And she shakes her head. You guys
Alright.
get back to the house, and the same thing kind of happens. She opens the front door. He walks in, opens the basement door, and he calmly walks down.
Let's
But
make
you
a
notice
weird
when she opens the basement door this time, she makes kind of an odd, like it was an odd kind of system she used to open the door.
Can I memorize it?
You could try.
like a combination one?
No, it was just the way she kind of jiggled the handle and knocked on the door and listened to make sure that there was nothing trying to get out.
Do I roll a brain check?
If you want.
5.
They were.
Yeah, you could probably never repeat it again if you wanted to.
At least you tried.
Yep. And none of you.
All right.
Okay, so now it's starting to get dark out. Sun's going down.
As everybody leaves, I want to hang back a little bit,
Okay.
and I want to ask the fish guy. I can't understand him because
Yeah.
he. Okay.
I'm gonna
So
get
you
a
got
lot
a
more.
mask
I'm gonna
guy.
give him the peace sign, and I'm gonna thumbs up, and
Smooth.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna grab a lot more of the goo because it's good for water.
Okay. All right. So Juniper says, she's like, it's getting late. The werewolf, as you call him, will be a problem at night.
Is it gonna be a full moon?
She looks at you like weird. Full moon. F. Moon.
Juniper,
Full.
the
What does a
last.
full moon have to do with the werewolf?
Never mind. Yeah, wait. Does he not like silver?
Silver. Yes. Silver.
How are you fighting these guys when you don't even?
I don't know.
I mean, you don't even call him a vampire when we said it.
Well, you call him a werewolf. He's large. He stands on rear legs, and he has big claws on the front, and
Yeah.
he has large teeth.
There's
ripped
another name
pants.
for this. I can't think of
Werewolf?
another name to say it.
Oh.
Bee bear. It looks kind of like your bears.
Hey, Juniper,
Werebear.
if the fish guy came back home super easy, why wouldn't the other ones?
Because we can just ask him instead
Well,
of hitting over the head with a
The
bat.
the other one besides the werewolf, actually, and she's kind of tilts her head and her eyes look up. He likes music. Maybe we can find him at night.
Yeah, let's do that. Is he
If
more
only
dangerous
someone
at
had a
night?
music set.
I got a Walkman in a car.
There we go.
I got a stereo.
He's always strong. And when he loses a part, he just tends to sew him back on.
What does the Frank?
That seems normal.
Yes.
Does Frank like music too?
Frank likes music. It's a Saturday night, by the way. There's a football game.
Am I missing the football
and
game?
And the
Yes, yes, you are.
and the marching band always plays at the football
The
game.
bench will be
I'll
fine
give you that
cold.
clue.
Guys, I am the quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Back up.
Seriously, what time is it, guys?
It's football time, but
It's
you're not
about
going.
it's about an hour to kick off.
Why would you want to go there? We're almost done. We have 2 more.
We
Guys,
are fighting supernatural
Scholarship. Weird, freaky things in this tiny town.
Yeah, they like music. Band playing at halftime.
beings. Here we go.
I gotta get to the game, guys. Seriously.
You guys going to the
It
game?
might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, let's
gotta
go to
get
the
to the
game.
game.
Lower it. Yeah.
All right, so you guys take off and you get to the game, and it doesn't start for about 45 minutes, but people are starting to gather together and talk, and you go to the locker room. I'm assuming you get ready to play.
Still dressed as Romeo.
Still dressed as Romeo.
Oh man, I've been dressed.
Misery.
I probably
Totally
dressed back
different.
into
As you
my.
guys are wandering around the
Sweaty,
halls, you're
gross.
hearing,
Oh.
you're hearing whispers of a new groundskeeper that showed up.
Today.
That was hired over the weekend, and they said it was similar to looks similar to a homeless man that was found wandering the streets.
Did they just hire a homeless man?
That and Caddyshack, guys. The best kinds of groundskeepers.
I'm gonna go up to the people that are talking about it and just say, did he have weird skin?
It's just rumor. I don't know. I just heard they hired him.
You are just a well of information.
Where's the
Just random
groundskeeper's quarters at?
There is an outdoor area like near the field that keeps a lot of the like track equipment and the garden equipment.
I say meander our way over there.
Let's go get some rakes.
Yeah.
All right. So as you go out there, they're announcing the football team, and they announce Roy as a star quarterback. And you go on field and you start playing the game. You three go out and you see back at the shack. There's a guy sitting outside the shack. He's probably about 7 feet tall. He's got wide shoulders, and he's wearing overalls with long sleeves, boots, and you can notice on his neck that there's a lot of scars.
I'm gonna gingerly walk up to him and just say, "Hello, Frank."
He looks at you, and he just kind of and walks off.
I follow him.
We need you to be
Better.
more charming than usual.
I could
Please.
I like the
Is
holler.
Juniper with you, by the way?
Yep. She is with me.
Okay. He looks at Juniper. Are you there? Did you go with him?
I'm there.
He looks at Juniper, and he gets this look of rage in his eyes. And he swings over and hits the shed, and one of the corner of the shed falls out, and the whole shed comes down, and the football game comes to a stop, and everybody in the stairs is staring.
Holy anger man.
Just
And
gonna go.
he's like,
"Whoa,
and he's like
whoa, whoa."
shaking. He's so angry.
So I start backing up at Juniper.
I'm gonna stay where I
And
am.
Juniper's like staring
Back
at
up.
him. She
And I-
puts her hands out.
Yeah, and I'm
No,
grab her by the
Before
collar or
we- yeah.
something.
You go ahead and make a flight check for me.
Sure, that's gonna be great.
I'm standing right in front of him.
I'm gonna join you in case he.
You're standing right in front of everything all the time.
Well,
You're
I
always
just
like right there.
because I don't want you guys to get hurt. I wasn't standing. I was standing with a priest.
It's really good for my D4.
Juniper is like trying not to spark her fire, you can tell,
Not in public.
but she's like, I gotta get him.
Can I
Before we
can I
go-
yell hike at this point and then try bringing the attention back to the
Sure.
game?
Yes.
Make
Good
a. What would we put that under?
Roll for charm
Yeah, charm to control people. Yeah, let's.
to
let's-
control people. That's such a weird way of saying it. 4.
4.
Four.
You say hike, and the center is like, why? Do you see what just happened?
Yeah.
Man, we gotta beat this team.
And the other
got a
team
chance
is
to beat
like
him now.
slowly like backing up towards the locker rooms.
I throw my Walkman at him. He likes music.
What? That's
Yeah, awesome.
Literally, I
So
pull my Walkman out and scream, I hear you like music. Have this.
so he picks it up
Or turn it on as I throw it or something.
and he listens to and he pops it up
Music's good.
as he hears "Take on Me,"
Yeah.
and he looks around and says, "Nothing to see here," and he lifts up the shed, puts the pole back on, and like puts the walls back up, and they just one wall kind of falls back down as everybody in the stands in the football field is like staring. He's like, "Nothing to see here. I just slipped,"
Just slipped.
and everybody's like. And you like lean over the ball when you're like you head it to the center. He said, "Nothing to see,"
Yeah.
Will you
and it starts playing again.
will you watch the girl for a second? Stay with her.
She says, and he looks at you.
Take her
says-
back a little bit.
Yeah. Come on. And I hold it. I get her
Alright.
hand and
He says, "What do you
Leader.
want from me?"
well, we're trying to put you back in the shed.
I'm gonna lead her back to the
Not in that shed, but a different one,
We're
like
asking,
the house that you
we're
were in.
asking if you'd be willing to go back to the house.
Bigger
that
shit.
you
Not in a
stayed for.
fight
On.
kind
Thank
of
you,
one.
Slauson. Take me on, not take on me.
But we're not doing it in an aggressive way. We're not trying to fight you back in.
I'll let
We're
you
trying
keep
to
the
give
Walkman
you
if you
something.
come back to the house.
Yeah.
Both of you make a charm check.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
I'll roll it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna roll myself a 19.
I rolled
There you
an
go.
8.
He looks at the Walkman. He says, "I get to keep it."
If you come back to the house kindly without hurting the girl, and come back to the house, the Walkman is yours. Along with the brand new soundtrack I just bought and put in there.
very generous.
This new mixtape I just made.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you like it.
It's called Rockin' Summer.
He says, "I'll meet you back at the house," and he starts walking.
You don't just want to, like,
I
okay.
don't trust him.
Okay, fine.
just noticed that
That was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
the last two have been like just like talking, but meanwhile we beat the hell out of the first guy. So I kind of feel like there's gonna be a conversation like, so how'd you get out of here? Oh, they just talked me
I'm
into
not
it.
sure I would
What
want.
the hell?
I'm not sure I'd want to find out what the first guy wanted as incentive to go back home.
I walked
because it
back-
sounded
Oh
like
god.
me.
You had it.
He wanted to drink
You
your
definitely
blood.
had what he wanted.
Yeah. But you didn't get it. So
I'm
that's what
actually-
matters.
Oh, negative.
I walked back to the party, a little smirk on my face, happy with how that turned out.
Yes. Good job, guys.
I'm gonna wait in the car.
So, you guys get back, and he's waiting on the front porch with his headphones on, kind of bobbing his head.
Yes.
You know.
It's like Bigfoot from the Goofy movie. He's just like,
Oh my god, it's been in years.
So he opens up the front. She opens up the front door with the key. Does another weird thing, listening to make sure there's nothing to get out of the
Yeah.
basement. And Frank goes in, and she says, "Now, the final monster.
Mr. Werebear.
There's no talking to him."
I say we shoot him.
She like this
did the
look of
last
like
two.
sincere dread comes on her face, and she's like, "He has a taste for flesh."
He's the problem child,
As do most monsters.
except the other ones.
If the last two were this calm and diplomatic, perhaps the fourth one shouldn't be much of a difference.
I'm out of Walkmans.
He's a wolf.
We need more Vulcans.
Need more
I think we
Walkmans.
should make a stop at the gun store.
She's a pizza.
I think we should make a stop at Petco and get some milk bones.
Milk bones.
Gun store?
think
Yeah,
we should
silver
sign our-
bullet.
You're very
she
a
says
homicidal
he
genius.
eats-
I'm no
You're
homicidal.
like Dexter. My god, my goodness. I said my gun.
I'm still playing football. I'm not even here.
You know, I haven't actually. When you say Dexter, I think of Dexter's The Laboratory.
No, I'm thinking of Dexter,
Yeah,
the
the-
adult show.
My dad won't let me watch
yeah.
that.
Either way, we can't even hunt him till
Give
morning,
the
so I
adult
suggest we get some rest.
Okay, I agree with that.
He also has his own
So-
laboratory in a way.
You guys all go back to your respective places. Juniper says she's going to stay in the house tonight.
In my house?
Her house.
Okay, cool.
She's got monsters.
She's
in
worried
her
about the
room.
monsters escaping.
I
worried
leave
more
her all
about
of
the
my
monsters
peanut butter
than-
and jelly.
She, but as she was leaving, you could tell her attitude's changed. Like she's really scared of something. Like the other monsters were a cakewalk for her. She didn't even care, but you can tell she's honestly scared of something.
Why was she crying
Yeah.
if she was the guard for all these monsters?
Because they were locked in a basement, and now
They
we're gonna
escaped.
have to go where the wolf wants to be?
No, why was she crying when everything was good? When everything was Gucci
Yeah.
initially, why was she crying?
It's because she's
1985,
a
what is
6-year-old
Gucci?
with a hardcore job.
Yeah.
Gucci probably existed.
I don't
back-
know.
No, it did not.
Were you guys in there with her
We
talking about that?
digress. No, I'm playing
We're not
football.
gonna talk
I am
about-
not there.
Alright,
I'm
alright.
playing football.
In player mode. We're
All right, cool. All right, so you guys have a nice night's sleep. You come back in the morning, fairly early morning, and Juniper is waiting on the porch for you, like she's been up thinking about what to do. And you can tell she's been very contemplative.
I
about it.
actually through the night when the football game gets over, I want to go hang out outside of this house.
Okay. You
Do
know
I do I hear anything unusual? Like, is she back to crying again?
I grabbed,
Okay.
when I went home that night, I had thawed a ton of steak out of the freezer and brought it with me.
Perfect.
When I got home, I picked out most of the jewels from my parents. Not jewels, jewelry, like rings, necklaces, and then sell them at the pawn shop and go to the gun store.
Do your
Okay.
parents know that you're selling?
So you can buy guns at the gun store. How old are you?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. So
probably gonna be
so the
another
pawnbroker
problem.
says, "Are you trying to hunt something?"
Yes.
Don't say what.
And he
Don't say what.
he hands you a bear trap. I can't sell you a gun, but you can trap something.
But you're gonna trust me with a bear trap? Okay.
It says money talks, and it says go kill yourself. And
Aw.
it's
What a
very
nice
short.
man.
He is so kind. Thank you, kind sir. I don't know your name, but I never will.
We do have confirmation Gucci existed from like the 20s.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, gee.
Really?
That's Gucci.
I
Here
would
for you
never
guys,
thought.
90s child.
So you guys show up. Anything else we're getting?
I got a ton of meat.
I grab a silver knife from my fancy drawer.
I get my dad's gun from the safe of the house.
Okay.
It's a 9mm
It'd be so
revolver.
weird. I'm just gonna walk to the house with a bear trap with
I
me.
have my football pads on
Okay.
still,
Alright.
and my trusty baseball bat.
So when you guys walk up, she's you can tell she's thinking about this, but she looks slightly relieved when you brought a bear trap and a bunch of meat and some actual defense. Like she's like, so you get that we're gonna have to hunt him.
We might not, maybe.
I tried to buy a gun,
There's
but all they
multiple
gave
ways
me
to
was a
use
bear
all of
trap.
these apparatuses.
Okay.
Can someone
And
else
she
carry
says, then let's go, and she starts walking towards the forest, like where you know the forest is. The forest here is actually a park,
Sure.
so keep that in mind. It is a densely grown park. It's a lot of nature trails and things like that. You guys head to the park, and you get there, and you're standing outside the trail net.
I don't think a werewolf would be on the trail. Let's just wander off into the woods.
Try this diplomatically or aggressively first. Set up a trap with meat in it,
Let's
I
try
mean,
or
it's
try
always-
and find it and offer it me.
it's always easy to be diplomatic when you have the advantage.
It's always easy to be aggressive if you
Also,
have the advantage.
going off the trail is going into his territory. I'm
Which
not
is
sure that I want to be hunted.
It's exactly
I
where
wanna
he would be.
Set a trap because we have one for him, and bait it because we have bait.
You
We
mean
don't
on
wanna
this
set off
public
on the wrong
trail?
foot, and just in case, if the last two were okay, then
And she's legitimately scared of this one.
I kind of want to figure out a way to communicate and offer it some meat.
That's
I'm
not
with
gonna
him.
happen. We're gonna have to bear trap it and then drag it.
Well, for you, I'm faster than all of you guys, and I just need to be faster
And
than
I'm
the
stronger
slowest,
than all of you.
slowest one of you. So
I'm pretty fast.
I'm fine with this.
I'd like to find a little clearing out there somewhere. Private.
Actually, he's faster than you.
And just throw a stake out in the middle of it. Without a trap.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna set the trap.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go into the forest, find a clearing, set the trap, put the meat.
I do not want to put I'm not
Where are
putting
you
my
gonna
meat
set
in the
the
trap.
trap?
That's not happening.
Just like kind of close to the clearing, and I take out some peanut butter and I rub it on a steak.
No, I did not give you a steak.
I have a steak.
that's gross.
And Juniper
How
runs
did
out
you
and
get a
eats the
steak?
peanut butter smeared steak.
How did you get a steak?
Because I live with my parents who have long-running jabs.
Clearly,
I go back to the car.
you are not going.
So-
no,
so
you're
run
not sticking
away.
out here with
You
us.
guys go to the clearing, and you put the meat in the middle, and you probably place a trap like on some path that you would probably want to escape down. I'm assuming, in
Yeah.
case he chases you.
Yes.
I hadn't even
Yeah.
thought of an
That's
escape
a
plan.
great idea.
All right.
And I would like to hide. I would like to hide either in the tree line outside of this clearing that we're putting the meat on.
He doesn't smell you, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Yay.
Guys, I have this sneaking suspicion he has not smelled us yet.
I'm gonna rub peanut butter on my
I
face.
wonder if he.
I'm
Who's
kidding.
taking,
I'm kidding.
who's taking point on this? Who's gonna talk to this wolf guy? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hang like.
You have the least amount of charm.
I'm
Take
gonna
a
hang like
break.
20 paces back from Dale and just kind of try to hunker down and hide and
entertaining
basically
as it
watch
might
his
be.
back.
All right.
Talk to
I
someone
need
good.
I need you to roll a range check because you set the trap.
Cool.
Make sure you don't get your arm caught in it.
Cool. Please don't roll a 1. 14.
Okay, you're good. You set the trap successfully. You're hiding. What are you doing?
I'm gonna keep a lookout. I'm loading up my 9mm and I'm gonna hide it just so we
Are
don't.
you in the clearing? Are you standing out?
No, I'm gonna squat behind some bushes.
Okay.
Girls
I'm
with you,
going
I'm
to
hoping.
climb up in the tree
Yes.
Okay.
above the
Yes.
bear trap and just kind of sit.
Love how Hardy Boys
I'm on the
has
edge of the
turned into-
clearing, but yes, in the open.
Okay. All right.
I can be seen.
So as you guys are standing there, you hear this like weird guttural growl,
Oh, awesome.
and then all of
That
a
was
sudden
fast.
a howl, and this big, huge, what appears to be a bear comes stomping out of the woods, only on 2 legs, and he grabs a chunk of the meat and he eats it, and he looks up and he sees you, and he throws the meat down and starts to charge.
All right,
Wow.
fair enough.
This is what I
Fair.
didn't want.
Well, I do a flight check and run down the path with the trap.
When
Go
he
ahead and make your
runs.
flight check.
Yep, exactly. Hey, all right.
I click.
At least I tried.
At least you tried.
And there's a trap set up the way I'm going, which I see and I'm running past.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take
You
out
don't
my
have
silver
to roll
knife.
very high, so
Can't roll very
well,
high.
he rolled a 1, so
I rolled a 3.
Okay. So you take off running. Where do you run to?
Down the path,
Jump
past
over
the
the
trap.
Okay. Make another. What do you have? Is it Brains Charm? Make another. You D10 on your flight.
Oh,
Or D4 on fight. Make another flight check to see if you make it over the trap.
All of a
or
sudden
if you
I
have
got better at
complications.
awesome.
It's called the adrenaline
Yeah.
from being
Yeah,
chased.
adrenaline soaks in, and now I roll a D10.
Nice.
And a 6.
Okay.
What did
You know the trap's there, so you kind of like
Leap on over that.
you don't leap around it, but you carefully like step it, and the werewolf sees, and he's like, which would give him a +2 to his perception, but he still doesn't see the trap, and he steps in it, and he rolls, and he's chained to that tree where that bear trap is, and he's like swinging at you.
I'm going to jump off the tree,
Okay.
and since I was right over him, I want to land on him and stab him.
I take his picture.
I take his just one
Good shot. I'm gonna stand.
I'm
So-
taking a picture with my Polaroid.
Make a fight check.
I'm gonna stand
Cool.
4 feet away, aiming
Plus
my
1 to
gun
that, and it's a
in case
She
DC.
just jumps on him.
Yeah, way to go.
I'm a scout.
I am worried for you.
2,
You
3.
rolled a 10,
Zoinks.
so a 13, and you rolled a what?
3.
Okay, so that is a difference of
A lot.
Quite a bit.
10. So he sees you coming down, and he grabs you, and he throws you to the ground. And as you throw down, you can feel your arm dislocate.
Oh, awesome.
Ow.
And he's
Ow.
like you can tell he's like trying to like gather himself. And as he realizes he's stuck to the tree, he's like, "What do you want from me?"
We're trying to put you back in the cabin.
I'm never going back there again, he says.
Can we give you something for it?
Maybe we can make a deal, work something out.
I'd like to walk out and be, why? Why don't you ever want to go back there again?
Why would I want to go back when I can eat all I can here?
Can't we just give you a bunch of food? I mean,
We're not gonna allow you to eat all you can here, but I can guarantee a ton of steak, all you want, back at the house. At least you know that's a guarantee without having to deal with us over this flesh that you hunt here.
He
Can
says
I-
I'm not going back.
can I use my scout knowledge to pop my shoulder back
you
into
have
place?
to knock me out before I go back.
Can I help
I
her?
pull out my tire iron and do that.
A D20 for
Okay. You're gonna make your scout check, so that's a brains.
Yep.
Are you gonna help her?
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
help her.
So go ahead, and what you'll do is you'll be able to give her a reroll with one of your aspiration points, or your what are they called?
18.
Yeah, so
Adversity.
Versity?
She like walks up to
Adversity
the
tokens.
tree, and she like, go ahead and tell me what you do.
I'm just gonna be like, lift the shoulder up out of the socket part and just ram into the tree.
Ah!
Just. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
And you are one
You're
hardy
pulling out the tire
15-year-old.
iron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen
Go
that happen
ahead
a couple
and
times
make
in
a
real
bronze
life,
check for
and
me.
I know how almost
Okay.
impossible that is.
He's gonna roll.
I'm a
that.
scout.
All right, bronze check.
I may never mess with you.
That's a 12.
Man, that was dramatic.
Yeah. So you actually
quiet.
that is
I get to roll another
You
one.
get to roll another
It
one.
exploded.
Yep.
Is that right here?
Yep.
Yeah.
These are really light compared to the other ones. Wow.
Okay.
Aw.
14.
So you roll a
There we go.
14. He rolled a 3. That's a difference of 11. You tell me what happened, sir.
As he's sitting there, all upset that he's tied up to a freaking trap to a tree, and screaming he won't go back to the house because he's talking to him, asking why, and this and that. I literally just pull out a tire iron and walk over and just pop him across the head, right on the back. Done. There.
As you're shaking out your Polaroid.
Yes.
So you hit him in the back, and he like falls to the ground, and he's like, you can tell he's getting mad,
Okay.
and Juniper grabs the tire iron from you, and just swings it, and you hear this like bone cracking sound as it connects with him, and he falls to the ground limp.
Good job.
Okay.
And Juniper picks him up, and as she picks him up and drags him, the tree tilts and the chain snaps.
Oh my good boy.
I paid
And she's
a lot
like,
of money for that.
I told you we would have had to hunt him.
Your parents paid for it, Jules.
And she
You don't
starts
even know how
dragging
I
you
got
back
the
to the
money.
house,
Nice.
Just gonna
not
walk there.
seeming to care much about you at this point. Like she's achieved her goal.
Oh, at least we.
All right, is
Ate all the food in my house, and now she doesn't even
is
care.
Clara okay, or is her shoulder still dislocated?
Oh, it hurts.
She
It
hurts, but
it's a little sore.
It's good.
Oh, it's fine. I just look at my shoulder. It's still
And
kind of
she,
floppy.
as she's leaving, she's like, "Do you want to know the truth?"
Yeah.
You'll now tell
And
us.
she keeps on walking.
Of course we do.
I feel like that was just a tease.
Pretty sure we earned the truth.
Yeah, we helped you a
Yes.
lot.
She keeps on walking towards the house.
I just located my shoulder for you, man.
How about tell us the truth or I pull another board out the window?
Are you threatening?
I'll tell you the
person?
truth when we
We
get there.
have to get the answer. We earned this.
And she walks off to the house.
Well, let's get in that house and
Becky?
get an answer.
You have that gun, right?
You're
Not
gonna
so well.
stop. You're not gonna
Yes.
Because
shoot
if this
her.
little girl can pull a tree in half,
She
I think we might need that.
Duly noted.
So you guys going back to the house?
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go in, when you approach the house, you notice that both the gate and the front door are open. Like she's inviting you in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Come on, like-
let's just go on
I walk
inside.
on in.
Yep.
Okay. You notice that there's kind of a drag trail leading back to the basement door, which is also open.
I
You
got
go
camera in
downstairs.
hand.
You goes downstairs. Everybody else go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm the last to go in.
I'm the
You-
first to go in.
You go
course you are.
downstairs, and it's not a basement, but a tunnel. A metal tunnel that leads off into the distance towards the cornfield.
Can I tell what kind of metal it is?
It's like corrugated steel.
Nice.
I am staying right in front of her. Just
As you enter the tunnel, click, 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 click. The lights come on going down the tunnel.
I take a photo.
Okay.
I do too.
You get down,
I have a camera.
How do you have a camera?
Because
and
I'm
you
a scout.
see in the distance, you see Juniper sitting in a chair that looks oddly advanced, not of this world. And as you enter the room,
You're an alien.
she says, "I'm sorry for the ruse. If you had known the truth, I doubt you would have helped me.
You're an alien.
You see, in fact, I'm not a girl. I'm not human. I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm not human at all. My people are called the Throgglefell, and we have traveled here from a long, long way. The creatures that you helped me capture were prisoners. That is true, each of them from a different race that exists far outside your solar system.
So there's like an entire planet of werewolves?
When the one you called a werewolf escaped his sail, the Thurinian, he caused our ship to spin out of control, and your planet was the only habitable planet we could reach. Luckily, I was able to put the ship here in the cornfield and nobody noticed. I was making repairs on the ship when you broke the seal, weakening the defensive field and allowing the criminals to escape.
What was
As
it?
Juniper speaks, the ground begins to rumble, and the room kind of lights up in a bright light.
Before you leave, what was with the crying?
I was just gonna ask.
I heard no crying. The only time I cried is when you let them loose.
But people walk by the house before we even got there.
More mysteries.
And
She smiles, and as the lights begin to go light up, the room changes from what appears to be like a cobblestone brick structure to kind of a white room that matches the aesthetic of her chair with high-tech equipment all around you.
Very cool.
And she says, "You did well in assisting us, and my superiors have decided that they have a higher purpose for you. I know this might be a great inconvenience for you, but you're going to be coming with us."
What?
What?
No?
And the whole ground shakes, and you feel
Freaking
your
awesome.
body's kind of lower,
No,
like
not
something's
freaking
going
awesome.
up. Like you know that feel you get when the elevator
I have
is
a
going
parents.
up, or that feel at the carnival ride as a ride shoots you up, and you see viewports. And as your ship begins to rocket up through the clouds and into space, you notice
Love it.
you're leaving your planet behind, and you're
Yes.
I go back to
confused
work
and
on Monday.
overwhelmed.
Goodbye, Chevette.
And you try to convince yourself that this is all a dream, but the Earth begins to vanish into the distance, and you're faced with the reality of what is happening. Earth is no longer your home, and you're about to have a whole new worlds to explore.
Awesome.
Eh.
And that's where we'll end.
We just became one of the prisoners.
I love it though.
Yeah,
This
we
is
had no
actually,
choice.
just so everybody knows,
Oh, I like
this is
what you're
actually Kids on Bikes. It's their way to lead you up to their new system, Teens in Space. So that was their way of
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is
leading you
awesome.
into that system. So I thought that was kind of cool. So big shout out to Kids on Bikes. What did we think? Yeah, let's go around.
I love it.
Okay.
My motivation as my character is actually to escape this small town.
There you go. So
Boom,
we
I
escaped
escaped.
around town.
You got your wish. At
Exactly.
least you got yours.
Love it. I was like, as soon as you said that, I'm like, yes, I'm out of here.
So what do you guys think?
I really love
It
the
was
new.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Interesting for sure.
It's a definitely
Yeah,
a
no, it's not
different
bad.
dynamic to it. It's more story based. Like
It is a lot of
Yeah,
story
absolutely.
based.
a lot
than
less
it is
stress
dice
when it
to
comes
fight.
to rolling and doing math and
I like it
stuff.
though.
It's like the 10 Candles game, but you don't die at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just get sucked into space
Yeah, no, I
by
like
an
it.
alien. So so these are called shared narrative games, where we kind of share the narrative together. And this is just so everybody knows, going forward, probably starting next week, we might have one more one-off depending on how far we get. But this is how we would like the D&D campaign to go. We're going to be building a world together. We're going to be sharing that narrative.
Fun.
So we'll
Cool.
talk about a little bit off screen what's going to be coming with that. But just so everybody on stream knows, we will be running a D&D 5e homebrew. The world will take place in a country that the gods have been destroyed, and now that has caused the world to live in peace for generations because there's nothing to fight about. You will be taking the place of hunters, whose main job is to stop any sort of unrest or supernatural events that might happen. So you'll be creating characters based around that.
I love it. It just changed a little bit. It was like Stranger Things X-Files,
Yes.
and now it's like Stranger Things Rick and Morty.
It will still be,
Yes.
yeah. It will still be. It will
Cannot wait
still
for the
be
fourth
in
season.
D&D. You'll still have the typical D&D enemies, the typical D&D races. So you can pick whatever race you want.
So are there ever like hit
Absolutely.
points involved with this type of system?
No, there
Yeah.
is. So with this system, that's why I was calculating the difference depending on what the difference is between your fight and your
Yeah.
dice. Depends on the severity. That dictates the severity of the wound.
So my strength, if I was to actually get into combat, if I ever lost a contesting combat roll, I would lessen how much I lost
Yes,
by, so that way the
exactly.
result
Very
would be
nice.
better.
It
I
just
assume.
changes,
Like
adapts the
dislocating
story.
your shoulder.
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't meant to be a long-term campaign, so there wasn't a lot of that kind of fighting and stuff. It was meant to tell a
bad I
story
failed.
and see how you guys
was-
rolled. So
It was really cool having like the collaborative storytelling part.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
I think my only complaint
It's
about
like
it,
modified dice storytelling.
I think my only complaint about it was the fact that it was so heavily based on narrative that when we had dice rolling, I feel like the dice rolling wasn't as directive as our narrative itself, because if you had the ability to either know anybody in the town and you could kind of come up with that as
Yeah.
you wanted, the dice rolling was more like
As-
you had a greater effect on it given your narrative than the actual dice,
Yeah.
which I think is different than a lot of
and
other
as
RPGs.
as this game goes, that is actually taken into effect. We didn't play it in this game because again we're limited time.
First time we played it, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so there are guidelines in the rulebook for failure and success. So for
Okay.
example, if it's 10 or higher, the character succeeds smoothly and easily. You can show off. Minus 15 or lower, failure is staggering or catastrophic. Like you get blown up because you were playing with gas.
Right.
So it can go all the way in between. But this was just kind of a narrative story to see how we all play together. So
I break
Also-
my neck trying to kick a fence in and die.
yeah,
I
exactly.
give a
Me
dude
too.
a Walkman,
Yeah.
and
With
it
this
worked.
gaming, it like really helps players get included more.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
And that's
if there
exactly
were
it.
no
I don't want to be
flaws.
telling the story. I want you guys to be painting the picture and telling the story. I know what the world where I want.
I was
the world
gathering that
All
more as
the
we went.
stress
That's
in
why I
the end, that's
started
for sure.
Yeah. So
feeding in more to
Yeah.
the story.
it's your guys' story, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
if
Cool.
as we go on, keep that in mind. It's your guys' story to tell. It's not. I'll make the outline of the world, and you guys get to do it. So we're gonna talk a little more off camera. But thanks for joining us on Immersion RPG, and don't forget to catch us next week. Tomorrow night we got the all new Realms coming up too, so don't forget to see that. Do we have production in the house to cue us out, or am I gonna have to? Yep. All right. Cool. So we will see you next time. Thanks again.
Bye.